The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audience.
It's showtime.
It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Here Circle the Big Podcast, episode 141, 140. You know, ladies and gentlemen, the host DBS1 I've been seeing here with me, Familia, the greatest family of all time, the faction of all time, ladies and gentlemen, because, man, I got Mr. No Off-Roads, Mr. DeLorean himself, and that is,
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Need any roads with this man will take it, ladies and gentlemen. That is right. Mike De Niro, Wrestling Delorean, baby. What is going on?
What up, man? Yo, so glad to be back. Wasn't on last week. Definitely glad to be back. Definitely glad to have my homie Tim King in the motherfucking building. Can't wait. We got a lot to talk about. Got a lot of opinions too on a lot of the shit we're talking about. So let's get into it.
Absolutely. And speaking of banging, we got one of the most greatest bangers of all time, not bangbros.com. All right. This man is a banger of podcasting, ladies and gentlemen, because he is
Banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
He brings that banger to you, ladies and gentlemen, on the Tim King Show. And that is right. Tim King, ladies and gentlemen, from of course, the Tim King Show. What is up, my brother?
Always. The round of applause, the video, bang my fucking chest away, dude, for you guys. I fucking love you guys so much, dude. The both of you guys right up here. I love that man right there. Justin, we just got off our Elimination Chamber prediction show. Go check it out on the Tim King Show on YouTube after this show, of course.
The Tribal Chief, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta acknowledge the Tribal Chief.
Always acknowledge our Tribal Chief.
Wrestling Podcast, Devin, always acknowledge him.
Boys, thank you for having me again. 2 weeks in a row. It's like 3 out of 4 or something. I've been here. It might be, dude. I love coming on Circle of the Bay. When I get that invitation, you best believe I will be here. I can't wait to chop it up and talk this wrestling with you tonight. So many topics. And Saturday night's going to be crazy. We're going to watch along. I'll let you guys talk about that shit. I'm fucking pumped to be here. Let's fucking go, baby. I've been loving you. Thanks for having me, De Niro. Glad to see you back. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Always glad to see you, bro.
Always. That is right. Oh, that's right. The Banger Bros. What is going on?
What up, Nick?
Mr. Nick Dietering from the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Check out, of course, his predictions of Elimination Chamber on his YouTube channel. Fantastic work. And also, if you missed the Tim King Show, go back and look into that as well, as they gave their predictions as well. Fantastic time with Tim and Justin. And the future broadcast is here in the house. What is up? Evening, fellas. That is right. Evening, Tom.
That's Australia.
That is right. The future is looking good. Oh, absolutely. Because
Tom's always looking good too, man. Tom's a beautiful man, dude.
He is a beautiful man. That is right. He is. What is going on? Faction Cast Podcast.
Oh, KPG in the house. What up, KPG?
Ooh, that is right. But man, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to cover because this week is a lot of such good shit. Good shit of professional wrestling. Now, before we get into that, I want to get the elephant out of the, elephant in the room, because it's been itching me to talk about it. I've heard other podcasters talk about it, but we haven't. We haven't given our feelings about it because this man still brings it up. He always does every time. And you know what I'm talking about. You already know.
That's fucking bullshit.
Bullshit, damn it, because you know I'm talking about you, Tony Khan.
You're bullshit. No, you're bullshit.
Yes.
Every time I say bullshit in my head, I'm like, no, you're bullshit, Tony Khan. But I hear Ivan say, no, you're bullshit, Tony Khan. It's in my
every
head.
Time that place. No, you're bullshit.
You're bullshit, Tony Khan.
I love it.
Fuck.
Of course, we did see a recent interview that he did. I'm not sure what show that he did, but he kept on continuing and bringing up that, WWE, it's a real war between WWE and AEW. They keep tampering with with our talent, trying to persuade them to tamper with their contracts. So I feel disrespected. I feel like this is a bidding war. This is the war between you and this guy, and it got personal. For him to say that, for me, like I said, I want to just digress. I'm gonna go first and pass it on to you guys. My thing is that that when I heard this interview, what really got me upset is I feel like he's using this shit as an excuse. I really feel that he's using this as an excuse to get eyes on the product, either eyes on him and AEW. But overall, if that's the case, then why bring it up? I mean, that's the case. And then this is what upsets me the most, gentlemen. If these talents are coming to you directly, telling you, "Hey, they're having me to go ahead and tamper with the contract," interesting. I'm wondering if these talents are Nero's one of them. I don't know if there's other talents that, hey, maybe they're doing this purposely because they want Tony Khan. Hey, start booking me right. Start putting me on television. That could be. There's so many excuses. I could throw so many assumptions. But this Tony Khan should not bring this up at all. I mean, there's like how, Faction Cat said it right here. He's like, there's no war. There is no war. There isn't. What's going on, Will Great? Let's go, baby. Thank you for tuning in. Smart psychology. But what's going on, fans? Appreciate you, brother. But, I mean, that's how I feel. I don't know how you guys feel it. If you guys feel the same. But I feel like this is like, is this kayfabe or not? What is it? Why does he need to continue to bring this topic up every time when there's an interview that he has with other, podcasters or in media, platforms that he's in? Why does this continue? What's the reason? So I'll take it to you, De Niro, and then pass it on to Tim King. Take it away, De Niro.
All right. I think that there's absolutely a bidding war when it comes to wrestlers and free agents and contracts and all that. Of course, when you have two billionaire companies, like, you're always going to have a bidding war when it comes to a top name talent. But that's where the war stops, because I don't see it being a WCW versus WWF type war. Like, especially with the DeLorean, not a cheap plug here, but I go back in time. I follow the whole Monday Night War. That same energy is not what we got for AEW on a different night, no less, not competing head to head with the WWE. But on top of that, I feel like Tony Khan, he wants to bait WWE to say something. I feel like Tony Khan's ego is hurt every time he mentions the WWE and the WWE does not say anything back. You know what I mean? I think he's just baiting the WWE to mention him, kind of just for the acknowledgement. And it's kind of sad. You know what I mean? It's like, talk about me. I want to be talked about. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to keep poking the bear until someone fucking mentions me. I feel like Tony Khan, first of all, you need to fucking worry about your own product. Not saying the product is bad. I thought that Dynamite was fucking awesome. I think that Dynamite been awesome for a while. I don't think that the product is bad. But you need to still focus on your own product. Stop focusing on a different company. Focus on you. You guys want to be the alternative, right? So if you're the alternative, why are you in a war with the WWE? You're different than the WWE. There should be a marketplace for both in AEW and the WWE if you are two different products. So how is there a war? You know what? Tony Khan needs to fucking get a goddamn release date for the goddamn video game and worry about that shit than the fucking, WWE fucking war. Fuck you, Tony Khan. Anyway, video game has a new trailer coming out tomorrow. Definitely excited to see.
Hey, fuck you, man. Fuck you, Tony Khan.
Definitely excited to see.
No, you're bullshit, Tony.
You're bullshit, Tony Khan. You're bullshit. That is the word. Oh, I love what Justin said, unhealthy obsession. Yep. I think that's what it is, too. I agree. And there needs to be a shoot.
I think it all comes down to him just wanting to be acknowledged by the WWE. And honestly, the WWE is doing it the right way. When you're number one, you don't have to look at number two. You're just looking at the road ahead of you. Tony Khan is so focused on the WWE, he's letting he's letting things slip through the cracks with AEW. And I feel like if he just focused on his product and tightened those screws a little bit, AEW would be a much better product. But he needs to focus on himself.
Absolutely. Love it. Great way to put it, my brother.
Thank you.
A banger. Bang it away.
Yeah, man. So first and foremost, I didn't really hear about this until right now or in the pre-show fist fight when you said we're going to be talking about this. So I haven't really had too much time to digest this.
Well, we made it up just for content.
That's fair. That's fair for sure. But I don't disagree with anything that either one of you said or anyone in the chat has said. So when AEW was first around, I do think that they were looked at not as competition, so to speak, because they're not. I said they were never competition because financially they will never adequate to what WWE is. WWE is a fucking enterprise. AEW is a high budget independent wrestling promotion right now, and that's what they've been. But when AEW started on Wednesdays and WWE went to Wednesdays to compete, that was the only time there was ever any sort of competition. All right. And AEW did beat them. All right. But when your A show is beating the developmental show, is that really so special? But now when you look at it, there is zero fucking competition between these two fucking brands, dude. They are different. When you look at it, first and foremost, they're on different nights. Second of all, if you want to say they're on the same night, sure. SmackDown and Rampage are on the same night. You know, one ends, the other one goes into it. I'm the biggest AEW fan in the world. And I'd be sitting there after SmackDown, and I'll straight up forget that Rampage is fucking on afterwards because it's that irrelevant and shitty of a fucking show. Did you know? And again, not a ratings guy. SmackDown this past week, 2.2 mil. You know what Rampage did? 343K. Where's your fucking competition? When the WWE talks about Tony Khan, when Nick Khan, who was just remarkable, okay? When Nick Khan had the interview and he talked about AEW, he talked about the father, right? He talked about the father. How many million viewers show has Dynamite had versus NXT? Like the black and gold he's talking about?
Yeah, I don't know if he's talking about the
black and gold. Dynamite beat the black and gold back in the day, but I digress. When Nick Khan was talking about AEW, he wasn't talking about Tony Khan. What do you refer to Tony Khan as? The kid, right? He referred to Tony Khan as the kid. You know how like degrading that has to feel to Tony Khan? But there is no competition. De Niro, you hit it on the head. The only time there's competition is a bidding war for a talent's contract, and that is it. So, yes, I do think there was tampering. I think when Triple H took over, he absolutely reached out to guys like Adam Cole and Keith Lee and Swerve and was like, Malachi, and was like, what are you doing? Come over here. You're not doing shit over there. Come back to me, baby. Daddy's home. You're coming back to black and gold, right? That's the only competitive aspect of these two companies is over a talent's contract. Other than that, financially, ain't no motherfucking thing. Statistically, on Fridays, come on, man. Tony Khan, put a show on. Fucking put something on Rampage, bro. Rampage is so bad, dude. It's so bad. And that's like the competition night. And Tony Khan said, like, we went head to head with them on Fridays and beat them. And like, just stop, dude. I love Tony Khan. It seems like there's a lot of people in the chat who definitely do not like Tony Khan or not a fan. I love Tony Khan. I'm so happy he gave me an alternative. I've been to like 11 AEW shows. I'm going to the show in Milwaukee on April 12th. I am so I haven't been to a WWE show in 5 years, if that just says anything, all right? And I love Tony Khan. But at the end of the day, there ain't no motherfucking war, dude. There's WWE. They're here. And then there's the next closest thing, the closest thing since WCW, which is here, right? And only bidding where it's going to be for MJF. WWE can take MJF. MJF's fucking mid as fuck, dude. He ain't gonna do shit in WWE. Mid-JF. All MJF could do is fucking cut fucking curse word promos, fucking be fucking foul as fuck. Let's see if he can do that under the WWE. But I thought I'm gonna be fair, and we'll talk about when AEW comes up. I really liked what MJF did this week. I thought he was really good this week. We'll talk about that later. But there is no fucking war here. There is absolutely no war. And if people like Jade Cargill and Wardlow and MJF were smart, they would go to WWE and they would develop under their system and learn how to become real professional wrestlers, even though that's an entertainment company. No fucking war. Zero war.
And also to Tim's point, if you look at, and I'm not even watching the shows on YouTube, but if you just look at the cards for AEW Dark and AEW Dark Elevation for the last couple weeks, those shits are a lot more better than fucking the cards they put out on Rampage. Just saying. They have more stars on Dark than they have on Rampage. Don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I feel that he should not have any rights to even discuss about that. It's pathetic. It's just that there shouldn't be any reason of bringing that up at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like how everybody's in the chat. Where's the game at? You see, 2K is taking already almost.
Oh my
two
God,
of them.
the game.
Where's the
Where
game?
Where the fuck is the game? 4 years, all that money, all that time. Fucking stupid Kenny. Kenny should have been the biggest fucking face in this company from the get, but Kenny is too invested in wasting his time with this fucking video game that hasn't come out and has cost AEW gazillions. Fucking
like
stupid.
40 million for the video
Stupid.
game?
Yeah.
Insane, bro.
Insane.
And they still don't have a fucking
Cody's gonna be in the game. Cody gonna be in a WWE game before the fucking AEW game comes out. Fucking, I love Tony. I fuck stupid. Shut up, Tony. Just shut up.
Tony Khan is like that one family member that everyone has in their family. It's like, we love you, but like, just don't talk, please.
Shao Kahn is the best Khan. I love that. Yes. Yes, it is. But man, we'll have to wait and see with this man, you know. I don't know. We'll see. Tony Khan, you're disappointing. It just you need a mouthpiece. You need to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You need to be quiet. That's what this is. Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time to get into New Japan Battle at the Valley, ladies and gentlemen, happening this Saturday as well for the Elimination Chamber. But like I said, I mean, it's a stacked show. We haven't done New Japan shows, which we will. Don't worry. It's coming. It's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. It's coming. But man, it's gonna be a stacked show. Look at the match card that we have here.
Bro.
Oh, it's such a fantastic card. A 2, 4, 6, 8 incredible matches. So I'm excited. I'm stoked. There's actually more matches, but you could say this is more like the main matches of the card happening. But we're gonna only discuss a couple of them because there's a couple of them that I'm intrigued, that I think all of us will be, fascinated with this card. So I want to start off with, first of all, the Open, championship. The Strong Open Championship. Fred Rollins defending it against Kenta. I was there. The last tapings that had in Los Angeles when Kenta won the Battle Royal, and he challenged Fred Rollins to get a shot at the New Japan Strong Open Championship. I'm excited to see this match because I love Kenta and I love Fred Rollins. Rollins has developed his just in-ring skills overall ever since joining New Japan Strong. Has not disappointed. If you guys haven't seen him, check it out. Subscribe to New Japan World and check out some incredible shit that New Japan Strong does. We need to help, of course, push it more for the people to know, the casual audience, the American audience, to know what New Japan Strong offers for you guys on your television platform or in your phone or anywhere else. But I would definitely check this out. This is incredible. This is going to be a great card, but this match right here I'm excited for. So I'll take it to UTK. What do you got on this one, Winnie? Do we see a new New Japan Strong Open champion, Kenta, or Fred Rollins retains?
Man, this is a tough one. I'd love to see Kenta. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. I would love to see Kenta get the win and get a belt. He hasn't done anything really of significance since joining New Japan. And I think it's been like 4 years now or 3 years. Like, it's been significant time. I'd like to see Fred Rosser, like you said, has been fantastic. Bakley has been all over this dude for like a year and a half now, and he has been remarkable. No doubt. Give me Rosser, but I hope. My heart wants Kenta. I want Kenta to get this belt. Like, it would be really dope. But Rosser's going to retain for sure.
All right. De Niro, who do you got on this one right here, brother?
If TK's heart wants Kenta, my heart and soul wants Kenta. Because Kenta, I feel like I was like a broken record. Every time I was on the New Japan show with you guys, I would be like, oh, I watched Kenta since Noah. I remember seeing Kenta in Ring of Honor in 05. I love Kenta. Because I do love Kenta. Kenta's one of my favorite Japanese wrestlers of all time. So every time I see Kenta in the match, Fred Rosser's awesome. Like, I've been a fan of his. I always been a fan of his. I always thought he was entertaining in WWE too, but he's really showing that he's a whole nother wrestler when he's in New Japan. I think that he's a great wrestler, and they're really building up a star with him. But just because I got to ride with my guy, I'm going with Kenta.
Oh, let's go. I hope you're right, man.
Oh, man.
You're right.
I think, you know what? I think I'm going to have to go with you too, De Niro. I think Kenta, the reason why it says because, now that Fred Rosser is more eyes on the dojo since he took over now the head of training along with Kushida. Shibata, I don't know if he's out. I guess he's maybe out as a trainer. I don't know yet. There's been no words about it, but it looks like they've been taking over. They took over the LA dojo, so we might see a new Japan Open Strong champion. I think we're going to see it. I think Kenta might take this one. And I will be happy. He will shock the world if that guy actually wins that belt. Yeah. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm really excited for this one. Another one that I'm excited for is the New Japan Television Championship. Of course, remember, it's 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So we got Zack Sabre Jr. defending the New Japan World Television title versus freaking Connors. Sorry, Rollins. I didn't mean to disrespect him, but I love Connors. But, man, bring it down to me. Back to you, TK. Who do you got on this one? Do you got Zack Sabre retaining? Do we see a surprise appearance from somebody? Could we see it? Give it to me, baby. Give it.
It's 110% Zack Sabre Jr. for sure wins this match. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. TMDK just reformed. This belt ain't going anywhere. I'm gonna save that surprise for you, though. I'm gonna let you get juicy and oozy with it, baby, when it gets to you. But Zack Sabre Jr. all day. I love the Wild Rhino. But ZSJ, baby.
De Niro. What do you got, my brother?
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna second that because I think that Zack Sabre Jr. right now is on a whole nother level, and I'm a big fan of Clark Connors. I didn't see much of him before Forbidden Door, but after seeing his performance at Forbidden Door, I went back, checked out some good shit. He has a lot of bangers, and I think that he's one of the real stars of New Japan Strong. But Zack Sabre Jr. is on a whole nother level right now. Just won that television champion. I don't see him losing that anytime soon. So going with Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh yeah, I'm saying here. There's no way. Zack Sabre just got it. I hope we get that appearance from Mr. Bryan Danielson now that they're here in San Jose, California. I just want to see Bryan just calling him out like, "Oh, we want Nettie!" If Bryan shows up and calls out Zack Sabre for that television title.
Daniel Bryanson.
Oh, Bryan Danielson. Jesus.
The problem with that? The problem with that is that Tony Khan is too selfish, and there's no way he would let that happen on any TV that wasn't his TV.
Piece of shit. That's what I fucking
hate. That's just, I would be fantastic. Yeah. But like, don't you think there's no way Tony Khan would like let that start there? That's just,
see, now you gave me you broke my hopes, man. You literally
afraid I've got some bad news.
I love that gimmick.
It was awesome. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shit all over you, Ivan. I love you, bro. I just, Tony Khan, he ain't gonna let Bryan just show up in the middle of the show here.
He ain't gonna let a damn thing. That's like, Jesus, that's madness. Horrible. All right, let's move on. Another one that I'm really excited for this one because we haven't seen them in a while. That's Motor City Machine Guns, as they'll be defending their strong open tag team titles against, of course, WCWC, which is West Coast Wrecking Crew. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. And West Coast has been underrated, man. They haven't really given them their props where they deserve to be. I've seen them a lot in New Japan Strong Live when I was attending. They're so underrated. I wish they could go to Japan more often to get exposure and help that tag team division, either the heavyweight or junior, could be either one of them. I think they're a future star. They're a future tag team. Of course, they're affiliated with Tom Filthy Lawler, but I'm looking forward to seeing how they do on this one. So, man, I'll go to you, De Niro. Who do you got on this one? You got Motor City retaining, or do you have the West Coast Wrecking Crew, Jordan Nelson and Roy Zasek retaining? I mean, actually winning. Excuse me, my apologies.
I'm going with the Motor City Machine Guns all day. Like, I like the West Side Wrecking Crew, but the Guns is one of my favorite tag teams of all time. So, got to go with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Okay.
Whether it makes sense or not, I mean, they're the tag team champions, so it doesn't make sense, obviously. But, I mean, whether it makes sense or not, obviously the trend here is I'm going with my guys. You know what I mean? I'm going to have fucking Motor City Machine Guns versus the fucking Bloodline right now. Well, fuck that. Nah, the Bloodline would destroy the Motor City Machine Guns.
It'd be a fun match with the Usos.
That'd be a fire match. Yo,
yeah.
I think we need to see a Guns WWE run before, they both call it quits. But
that's true.
For this matchup, the Guns got this.
All right. TK, who do you got on this one, brother?
Yeah, man, I love what Royce Isaacs did over in Japan during the G1. I thought he was dope as fuck. West Coast Wrecking Crew been doing their thing over in Strong for sure. It makes a lot of sense for them to win these belts. Like, They're the heels. It goes from Aussie Open to Motor City Machine Guns to West Coast Wrecking Crew. I didn't really think it made a lot of sense for Motor City Machine Guns to win the belts in the first place. So I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go with West Coast Wrecking Crew. I just talked myself into it. West Coast Wrecking Crew wins this. It's a huge win, and it's like a huge tool in their belt. Like, it's a bragging chip the rest of their career. Like, we beat the Motor City Machine Guns. We're like the third strong tag team champions, because I think they'd be the third.
Oh, man. I'm with you. I wouldn't mind seeing, West Coast Wrecking Crew to take it. I think it's about time. They deserve that opportunity. And I think they have paved the way. They've done it all. Why the hell not? I would love to get them on. I mean, that's champions. Why the hell not? They deserve it. They deserve it. All right. Another one that really got me curious, gentlemen, is this one right here. And that is, of course, man, Filthy Rules matchup. Homicide versus Tom Filthy Lawler. I love Lawler's theme song. But I guess this rule is there's no ropes. It's all like pretty much like Josh Martin's Bloodsport style. So I'm excited and I'm invested to see how this is going to turn out to be. I've been seeing these two guys feud already. I already saw them previously. Of course, Homicide has they're both 1-1 with each other. This is like the trilogy. So this could be either, whoever takes it here. But now Homicide is playing by Tom Filthy Lawler's rules. So, man, I'm excited to see his matchup. TK, baby, who do you got on this one?
I'm getting filthy, baby.
That's
filthy.
right. Filthy.
Got it. It's going to be a fun match. I'm excited to see what Filthy Rules are. But I'm getting filthy, baby. Give me Tom.
Let me get some filthy, baby. That's right, baby. Yes. Oh.
Yes, daddy.
Yes, daddy.
Filthy.
This is gonna hurt my heart because me and Homicide are actually like we know each other. Like we're good friends. I've known Homicide for years. Like I've worked with Homicide when I was helping run a promotion out here in New York. We've known each other. I have the motherfucker's number on my phone right now. I could fucking call him and be like, "Yo, guess what? They just said you're not going to win. Like, tell these guys something." I won't call him right now. But yeah, he's been on the Wrestling Delorean before. Big fan of Homicide for many, many years. But I think Tom Lawler is going to win this one. It hurts me to say it. I'm a big Tom Lawler fan. These guys have great chemistry. They wrestled before in MLW. I believe it was MLW's first year when they returned. So check that out because they have good chemistry. And Tom Lawler has only grown so much since then that he is like a whole different wrestler. It's night and day from when he first started wrestling. So I think that this matchup is going to be a whole much better than that matchup from MLW. So this is going to be a banger. Always cool to see Homicide in New Japan. That's really awesome to see him on this platform. But yeah, I think Tom Lawler is going to get this victory.
Ooh, I like that. I
Don't kill me,
I feel the same. I think Lawler's going to get this victory. And like I said, I think we all have preached for Lawler. He's been underrated. Ever since the G1, he's been fantastic. He has shown that he could go in Japan and besides the strong. And the chemistry that Lawler can go with any opponent always delivers. I never get disappointed of a Lawler match. Never disappointed. So this is going to be interesting because mind you, this is not Homicide's type of rules. This is not his catch wrestling. I mean, we might see some catch wrestling from Homicide. You never know.
Something. Go back and watch his early shit in Ring of Honor. Homicide became more of a brawler, but Homicide is a technical wrestler. Homicide was also one of my trainers when I went to House of Glory. He was training for a short time, and Homicide stretched the shit out of me. So I'll tell you this right now. Homicide could definitely hold his own when it comes to technical wrestling. He just doesn't show it all the time because he became more of a brawler in his later years. But if you watch some of his earlier stuff, he was a technical wrestler. Go watch his shit in 99 as what was the team? The Natural Born Sinners he was in or some shit. Like him and Boogaloo. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah, Boogaloo, yes.
Boogaloo, yes. Go check that shit out. They would stretch you and they would fucking, make you tap out easily. So I definitely think that Homicide may have to channel some of his older Homicide matches to hang here with Tom Lawler, but he definitely could if you can.
Absolutely. Love it. I cannot wait, man. I'm excited. Speaking of excitement, this is what I am excited for because I'm going to save, even though I'm assuming it's the main event. I don't know if it's not, but I just want to talk about it, and that is the IWGP World Championship. Of course, Kazuchika Okada defending the IWGP World Heavyweight title versus Tanahashi. We know the rivalry of these gentlemen. We know how they've gone back and forth. Tanahashi is, man, I wouldn't even say he's like the John Cena. He's just more, I don't know who I can really describe Tanahashi. Okada for me is the John Cena of New Japan. Tanahashi, he's just, I don't know who I can describe him to, but I'm kind of excited. In a way, I'll tell you, and I'll give mine briefly. I would love, of course, Okada's number 10. But what I would love to see is Tanahashi go fucking heel, baby. He almost is teasing us that he's been going fucking heel. I would not mind to see Tanahashi snap. He's like, fuck this, no, and just start beating the shit out of Okada after the match. He's a heel side of Tanahashi. And no more Ace. He gets mad and flicks the whole people off like, fuck Ace. No, it's not about me. Like, woo! Oh, wow. I don't, give me chills.
Juices are titillating.
Oh, yes, it's tingling. Yeah. Woo! TK, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, obviously it's Okada for sure. Okada's going to win. I think it's really cool. This is the first time that Okada versus Tanahashi are going to wrestle each other on American soil. That's dope. And, I was going to say before you said what you said, this is like the New Japan's version of John Cena versus Randy Orton. They're letting their two biggest stars over the last, 10 years go at each other on American soil in a huge pay-per-view. Let's do it, baby. You want them to throw down here? Let them fucking throw down here and show what, like you said, you want the American audience to see what New Japan has. What is bigger and better in your world title match than your John Cena versus Randy Orton in front of the world? And so let's go. Okada, though, all day.
Ooh, love it. Love it. De Niro, what do you got, my brother?
Nah, yeah, this is one of those rivalries where we've seen these two wrestle like 100 times, but I feel like, we haven't seen them wrestle one-on-one in quite a while. And then to have the little twist that they're having the first time in America, I think that definitely adds more excitement to the matchup. I've seen a lot of complaints online. People are like, oh, how many times are you going to go to the well with Okada versus Tanahashi? But shit, like I said, it's been a long-ass time since we've seen them go one-on-one. Shout out Devin, right? Hit that like button, smash that fucking subscribe button.
Yeah, smash it, baby. Smash
that shit.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway, but yeah, so it's like it's been a while. I think I love the twist that it's in America. And if Tanahashi does, want to wrestle for a couple more years, I think the best way to extend his career at this point would to be go heel. He did everything you could do as a babyface.
Yeah.
So heel Tanahashi would not hurt the company also because you have Okada as the top babyface. If this was like 5-6 years ago, I would definitely say, no, Tanahashi is the biggest babyface, got to stay babyface. Why would you do this? You know what I mean? But here it's like this would be perfect. And then this would add legs if you did want to continue going down the road with Tanahashi versus Okada, because it adds a whole nother element of now you have Tanahashi as the heel. But I think for this matchup, it's definitely Okada. Okada's going to win. He just won the title back in January, so why not?
Love it. Absolutely love it. And good point on that. Yes. I think that's the one thing we definitely need to see from Tanahashi. I'm excited. I'm really excited for this one. And, man, there's a lot of good fucking pro wrestling coming up this weekend. I'm fucking
Dude,
oh,
the same night? Are you fucking kidding me?
I know. That's where... Yeah, I don't know why either. But, I'll be watching that on Sunday. I'm not going to watch it that same day because I got to watch it.
You and me both.
Yes.
We'll do another watch along of.
Oh, we'll do. Hell yeah. So down. Speaking of so down, I heard this interview today, and I am stoked about this one. And that is, of course, Eddie Kingston versus Jay White. Now, here's the rules that they guys did on the Observer today. They were both on the interview, and of course, Eddie's rules stick to Jay. If Eddie Kingston beats Jay White leaves New Japan strong. He already left New Japan, now he leaves strong for good. If Jay wins, then Eddie Kingston cannot wrestle anybody in New Japan unless the permission of Jay White. And listening to that interview was fantastic. Man, I love Eddie. I know he wanted to curse, but he couldn't. Jay White was playing it smooth. But overall, this is curious to me because the fact is that maybe this could happen. Maybe we could see the end of Jay White. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a kayfabe. I don't know. But this one got me invested when they applied these rules that happened earlier today on the Observer.
First I hear it. Yeah.
Oh, I am excited. So I'm taking a huge De Niro. Do you see Jay White leaving or staying?
Now, see, this is the first I hear of those rules. I didn't even know that happened. I was talking to Bakley a little bit about this yesterday, and I was saying how, it's funny because the matchup he had in Japan was if he loses, he leaves Japan, not New Japan. So I figured this is the perfect way to have him be the face, the American face of New Japan Strong, and he could, run with being the top guy there and really bring New Japan Strong up to the forefront. But now with this stipulation, this would mean he leaves New Japan in general. So yeah. I feel like if you can't go to Japan and if you have to leave New Japan Strong, I mean, why would you book this unless he was, piecing out? So I feel like, this might be the last time we see Jay White in the New Japan ring. And then I would not be surprised if he has a surprise appearance at WrestleMania, but not joking. But I do think that I do think that this may be it. I feel like he's done everything you could do in New Japan. And I believe he just moved to America full time. So
he lives in Florida. He lives in Florida with his wife. He got married, so he's full time. He's full time in the States.
Exactly. I feel like he's definitely going to want to explore his options elsewhere. He did everything he could do in New Japan. Like, what else is there to do? He was champion, 3 times? He ran with the leader of the Bullet Club. Like, I feel like at this point, he could easily transition into being a WWE star or even going to AEW. Who knows? But I think that he's looking at the next step in his career.
TK, what do you got?
Yeah, totally crazy surprise. Not unexpected though. I mean, I was surprised when I found out he was, when he lost to Hikuleo, I wasn't surprised. But I was surprised when I found out he was still wrestling Eddie Kingston. I'm like, wait, he just lost a loser leaves match. Why the fuck is he still wrestling in Japan? You ever watched the White Sox game in Chicago? I know neither one of you have. Maybe some people in the chat have. Fuck that Cubs sign. You see that White Sox sign? Hawk Harrelson, legend announcer. You know what he always say when someone strike out? He gone. Jay White. He gone. Deuces. Peace out. Later, homie. Jay White. He gone. All right. Eddie's winning this match. Jay White getting the fuck out of here. Jay White just filling his obligations at this point. It was booked. It was on paper. He's the man. He's going to do it for them. That's it. It's that simple. Jay White's gone. Where does he go? Adam Cole Revolution, maybe WrestleMania, maybe NXT. Maybe he goes and leads the fucking OC. Maybe it's the AJ Styles thing that we talked about. There's a lot of things that Jay White can do. I prefer him to go to WWE at this point. I think he get lost in the AEW roster. That's a topic for another day. But Jay White, he gone. Devin, is this it? Is this the ones? Oh, no, what's that? Is that one?
Who watches the White Sox?
That's why he got that one. But no, Jay White's gone. That's it. It's that simple. He gone. Hopefully the WWE.
I was going to ask you, Tim. I was going to say I seen the sign behind you. I was going to ask. So is it Cubs or White Sox? I guess you answered my question.
It says a house divided because my wife's a Cubs fan and I'm a Sox fan. But my boy tells me that I need to move my situation because all you see is a Cubs thing. So it makes it look like I'm a Cubs fan, but I am not. I am not a Cubs fan. Sox fan. That's it. But I got a couple of nice AEW posters. I got in my AEW crate. Then I'm thinking of putting there to replace that with. So maybe that'll go there. I digress. Topic for another day, of course.
Love it. Ah, man. This is a tough one for me, man. I think this could be the end. I think this is the end. My only friend, the end. That's right. For Jay White, I think that's it, my friend. I think you're going to take a long vacation. You probably wanted to take your honeymoon because you need a damn break. You haven't taken your honeymoon since, getting married last year and becoming, the world champion. You need a break, buddy. Maybe you do need some time off, enjoy, and maybe contract talks with Gato and Bushido board, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe allow you to freelance and make your decision from there. I I do expect him, maybe how you mentioned him at Revolution. Maybe that could happen. I think I could see that happening, him being Adam Cole's mystery opponent. And because, mind you, I think he was the one that gave him the concussion. I don't know if it was Okada or Jay White in that four-way, in that Forbidden Door. I think it was Jay White that gave him the concussion by accident. If they can go along with that story, cool, that's fine. That would be great, because now that puts over Adam Cole as a face and makes him higher than where he's at right now at the moment, even though he hasn't wrestled, but we will see once Adam Cole gets involved. But I wouldn't mind that. Or De Niro said we'll probably see him the day after WrestleMania on Raw, shows up, and just go after Finn Balor. Nah, I think it's going to kill the momentum for Cody.
You can do it on a different night.
All right, okay. You can do it day one, right? Maybe day one.
You had Cody return on the same show that Stone Cold had his first match back in years, and it didn't really.
Good point.
Here's my question for you guys, or the problem. However you guys want to go about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jay White, Adam Cole Revolution. Adam Cole's first match back in 10 months. Jay White's first match, ideally. Who gets the L? That's tough to book. And then Jay White, you say you come over to Cody. I mean, you can't step to Cody. You're going to lose right away. So, aren't either one of those situations kind of tough for Jay White? Don't you think, if he goes to WWE, he got to just, go and do something with the OC and try to, link up with them and, maybe fuck with the Miz or something? I know it's so crazy to fucking say it, so, cliche, but, shouldn't he, go and get with the OC and fuck with Miz or something? You can't put him with Cody right away. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't even see him going to AEW, because I know that, when the whole belt situation happened at the press conference for Forbidden Door, supposedly Tony Khan was being serious. He felt disrespected that, Jay White was oh, what kind of company is this? You can't even get a real belt holder and all that. But it was he was obviously playing heel, and Tony Khan believed it. Fucking Mark.
What a fucking mark.
Yeah.
You're bullshit, Tony Khan.
You're bullshit, Tony Khan, damn it. You're bullshit. Fucking bullshit. But yeah, I think this is the end for Jay White. He needs some time off. I don't mind. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Eddie being used more in New Japan, because they really don't have him really used. Only that storyline between the House of Black and him and Ortiz. But what's going after that? It's just, we'll get into Dynamite, because we already knew what was happening. But man, all right. The last one of the night, this got to be the main event, of course. And it should be the main event. That is the IWGP Women's World Championship, as Kyrie is defending the IWGP Women's title versus Mercedes Moné. Money, baby. Money. About money. Yeah. It's about money. Yeah. About money. Yeah, it's all about money. Dinero. I call Dinero because that's his last name. Dinero. That's right. Man, are we going to see a new IWGP Women's Champion, Dinero? Or does Kyrie retain? Are we getting something unexpected happening, maybe during the match or after the match? Break it down, brother.
This one's hard, because it's I don't think you make the investment to bring in Mercedes Moné without really pushing her to the moon. But
to the moon! Sorry, how to do that.
Do what you got to do. But also, Kyrie is she just won the title. Shit, I can't see her dropping the title right away. And she's a perfect fit for that women's championship. Absolutely. But like I said, you don't bring in Mercedes Moné without, or money. It's pronounced money or Monet. Money. You don't bring in Mercedes Moné unless you're willing to push it to the moon. And I feel like that's why I don't think this is main event, because I do think we might get an interference of some sort leading to either a three-way or leading to a, I guess, just a disqualification, just to have that out of both of these women not losing. Because right now I can't see neither of them losing. So I feel like there needs to be an out. There needs to have a way to make this either go to a no contest or add somebody in it. Maybe halfway through, someone comes in, wants to interfere, they make it a three-way, and then that person takes the fall. I just don't see neither of these two women losing. It's a hard decision.
Interesante. It's a tough one. TK, break it down for us, brother.
Dude, Dude.
It's a fucking tough one, right?
No, it's not. For me, it's
what?
not.
Oh,
It's not. It is. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be like that. It's all about, as my boy said, dollars and cents. Who sold the venue out? Who's going to sell the pay-per-views? All right. I love Kyrie, but this is the IWGP, right, championship. This is the New Japan championship. Kyrie can go book Stardom and go win the Stardom championship from Julia and go do something over there. Yo, money, dollars and cents. She's there for a fucking reason. There is only one winner. And this, I can see Okada Tanahashi main eventing. I can't actually see Jay White. No, Jay White's on his way out. That's not main eventing. This should be the main event. This is what sold the venue out. This should be the main event. Mercedes gets her big win. Dude, she did this all. She left on her own. She did the Cody. Put her in the main event. Let her do it. It's Mercedes all day long.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Let's see what Justin got to say in the chat. If I'm being honest, I had Kyrie retain. She's only had it for title.
You're bullshit, Justin.
You don't need to take it off immediately just because Mercedes is there. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea. It's hard. It's a tough one. I wish I could say it could be a draw. I like your point though, Tim. I mean, it's valid because if we got her for 6 matches, I believe 7 matches in the contract, that's money. You need. How do you think it's sold out? It's sold out, Battle of the Valley, because when they announced the matchup, oh shit, automatically gets sold out. And this is before they even mentioned the rest of the cards. Right. So it's unfortunate, but it's the damn truth. And I think we're gonna get Mercedes walking out with that belt and seeing her taking that belt, going to Strong, going into Stardom, going into AEW, probably going to Impact, going to NWA, with the belt. I'm the new belt collector. We might see that from Mercedes Moné. I know it's an unfortunate for Kyrie that she just won it and loses it. I love her to death, but I do apologize whoever's a Kyrie fan and I apologize if I offend. But she was just a filler for this moment to happen now. It is unfortunate.
And Ivan, not just a filler, all right? Not just a filler. What Kyrie did was make the belt fucking relevant.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because you could have put it on Julia or Siri, or I know I just fucked her name up. Brett's going to kill me. Or any one of those other women, right? All right, who are good. Watanabe or whoever, right? I'm just going to bounce them all, okay? But you could put them on whoever. But what you did was they put the belt on fucking Kyrie, which made the belt relevant in the first place. So thus, she's not just a placeholder. That's why I'm not trying to disagree with you. But she's not just a placeholder. She came, made that motherfucking thing relevant for dollars and cents to come take it. Just like Moxley made it relevant for CM Punk dollars to come take it. It's kind of the exact same thing, dude. And you got to respect what Kyrie did. And Mercedes is just money. And that's...
Yeah, that's her last name. Money, Monet, Dinero.
My bad to cut you, but that was you
did right because you added one thing that I wanted to mention. You did it. That's why I love you. I love you. See, we see each other eye to eye. We see it, baby. We see it, Papi Chu. We see it. All right, yes, Daddy. That's right, Daddy. But man, I'm excited, man. I'm so stoked. I can't wait. Even though we're gonna be doing, which by the way, ladies and gentlemen, make sure this Saturday coming up, we'll be tuning in on Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. We will be there doing the watch along for Elimination Chamber. Oh, what is up, Get Show? What is going on, my brother? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, my brother. But yes, all right, we're almost there. Let's just get into it. Let's do a very brief Raw recap. I know you guys can do it. I'll let you guys handle this one. But man, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what the hell just happened on this Raw before we head into the predictions for Elimination Chamber. But let's just get into Raw overall. Talked about it, De Niro. Break it down for us overall. Your thoughts, your take, and then take it away, TK.
Raw was a really good show. Great go-home show for the pay-per-view. Well, PLE. God damn it. Fuck PLE. For the pay-per-view coming up this Saturday.
Oh, the pay-per-view.
Really love the promo between Cody and Sami Zayn. That shit just felt so organic, especially with you had, I forgot the lady's name, the backstage interviewer. It wasn't Kathy Kelly. Was it Kathy Kelly or I don't know. Yeah, she's about to go interview Baron Corbin, and it's like, wait a minute, we have a situation in the ring, and it's
what's together?
Jumping the guardrail. Dope segment. Cody Rhodes is, he could be a motivational speaker the way he just fucking pumped up Sami Zayn. I want to see you at WrestleMania. Fucking awesome, right? And this shit has me believing. Like, I don't know if you go this route, and I don't know if any of you are thinking this, but this shit has me believing that we may see a 3-way at WrestleMania. But I don't know. Not saying I want that, but the way they're building to Sami and Cody as well, it makes sense, right? So I don't know. I still want the plans, like the original plans of it being, the Usos versus Sami and Owens. I think that's going to be a great match, a dream matchup, because I was a huge fan of the tag team of El Generico and Kevin Steen. So I think that that's a dream matchup for me because the Usos are like my favorite tag team. But I think it's very interesting because there's so many twists and turns in this storyline. I think when I was on with UTK the last time, I was saying that there's so many twists and turns in the Bloodline story that it's so unpredictable on what's going to happen next. So with the crowd reaction that Sami Zayn's getting, when he pointed up to that sign and said that he believes that he can main event WrestleMania, and that crowd popped and was doing the yes chant and fucking was believing in him, how can you say now, all right, yeah, we're going to, not have that happen? I feel like that was their moment of testing the waters. Let's see if he mentions, I want to main event WrestleMania with Cody, how that crowd is going to react. And that crowd reaction showed, hey, if the main event was Cody, Sami, and Roman, that crowd will actually accept it. So I think that might be a changing moment to the plans of WrestleMania. It's going to all depend on what we see this Saturday. Love the contract signing between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. I thought that was really cool how Bobby Lashley had his own little setup on the stage. Really dope. Bobby Lashley playing the heel more. I think that matchup is going to be a fucking, banger at the show. Great tag team matchup with the Judgment Day and the Street Profits, but the Street Profits gaining the loss again. I think that you have Montez in the chamber. I feel like we're just gearing up for the not the breakup, but the splitting, or the momentary splitting of the Street Profits, where they go with Montez as more of a single star. I don't see them breaking up as in like one turns on the other, but I do see them just separating them for the time being. And that women's main event, how much bigger of a main event matchup can you get for the women than Becky, Bayley, and Bianca? That's a WrestleMania caliber matchup. The people in Brooklyn got to see it live. I'm from New York. I should have been there, but I am fucking being stingy with my money right now. So I should have been there live, but I wasn't. I wish I was after I saw that was the main event. Really awesome show. I thought it was a great go-home show, and I'm excited for the Elimination Chamber even more because of this Monday Night Raw.
Oh, absolutely. Great way to put it, my brother.
I feel like Excalibur. I was going so fast there.
Killed it, bro. You absolutely killed it.
TK, take it away, my brother.
Ooh, man, that's a tough act to follow for sure. But I loved Raw. The go-home show to the Elimination Chamber. We are very deep into WrestleMania season, and I am absolutely loving it. So let's start with the start of the show when you got Becky, Bayley. Becky and Bayley are great. I love them so much, man. They always in the top 10. But we always talking about TK, the toxic jiggle, man. And I will always embrace the jiggle in the beauty that is either the female body or the man body. Wardlow is one sexy human being. But Bianca Belair, chef's kisses, you guys say. My God. She went from pants to shorts to booty shorts to holy fuck, what was she wearing on Raw? I'm going to fucking clap it up, throw my ones up for Bianca. My God. And then,
that was worth the price for people in Brooklyn.
And then, as we always talk about with WWE, right? Storytelling. Storytelling started at the beginning of the show, and it goes to the end of the show with this women's match in particular. Becky and Bayley, they went in the Elimination Chamber. They went at each other. Bayley got the win. Becky comes out and she says she wants in the chamber. Bayley's like, wait, why the fuck? Or Becky beat Bayley, but like, I want in the chamber. They both want in the chamber. Bianca comes out and goes, let's just do it. Like, you guys beat me. Adam Pearce makes a stipulation. You got if one of Bianca or one of Becky or Bayley wins, they're in the chamber. If Bianca wins, they're not in the chamber and they're sticking with 6. So like the luster of one of these other women being added to the Elimination Chamber to have 7 was dope as fuck. Very exciting because Becky being in the chamber, Bailey being in the chamber makes that match so much better on paper. Like so much better. Like right now, we'll talk about like who's going to be the winner. Like to me, there's a clear winner. But having Becky or Bailey in there, not a clear winner. Yeah, KBG. Yeah, for sure. My gosh, you look great. But that main event was fucking phenomenal. Of course, like you said, De Niro. Free WrestleMania main event on Raw main event. It was great. And the right winner. A lot of distractions around the ring. I like that we don't have Bailey and Becky mixing it up at Elimination Chamber because there's a reason that Lita came back. And we'll probably get Trish back. And we'll probably get that Damage Control. Or, you know, maybe, I don't know, man. I don't know what we're going to get at WrestleMania, but that's not what we're here to talk about. I'm not booking WrestleMania right now. But it's very intriguing that they didn't put that in. They just let Bianca, like, stop it. Like, no, I'm going to WrestleMania. I beat both of you bitches all year long. I beat you, Becky, 100 times. I beat you, Bailey, 100 times. I'm the champ. I'm fighting the winner of this match. You guys have no control over it. So I'm very excited about that. Bobby and Brock, again, dope. Bobby getting the upper hand. The Cody and Sammy promo, my God. Sometimes, like, I love Cody. Everyone knows I love Cody. Sometimes his promos are boring, though, because it's kind of repetitive, just like, you know, on the other side of the channel. But sometimes Cody's promos are a little bit boring because it's the same thing. My dad. Dude, the way, like you just said, De Niro, the way he fucking fired Sammy up was ridiculous, dude. Like, I was fucking out of my rocker. I watched this shit the next day, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I was surprised more people weren't, like, fucking, like, bucking out for it, like, going crazy, dude. I thought it was really fucking awesome. Tag match, like you said, Street Profits losing makes sense. Judgment Day needs to win. Finn Balor and Priest, they always need to win. Piper Niven, she gets a quick win over, I gotta start calling her just Meechin now, but I like that Piper Niven, she's back, she gets the win. Baron Corbin, he got fucked in the interview. Kathy Kelly came back to him, like you said, and then he quick job loss to Cody. We had the 6-woman match with Asuka, Nikki, Carmella, Liv, Natalya, and Raquel. That was really whatever to me. But Asuka attacking her teammates I thought was fun. Bronson Reed and Ali. Bronson Reed, you know, it was all over Twitter that he didn't get a pop. You know when he did get a pop? When he hit the splash from the top rope on Ali, the crowd did pop big. So keep giving that big man a little bit more time, and the crowd will pop for him. And when he threw Ali on the outside, that was dope, bro. Like, he launched Ali nasty style, dude. So I did enjoy that. Seth Rollins, Miz TV, Rick Boogs. That's all whatever, man. Just give me the Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. I'm over Seth in theory. I'm well over that. Get Seth out of the U.S. title picture to me for sure. Raw was dope though, dude, and I enjoyed the Judgment Day Edge and Beth interaction. Always enjoy that. I'm looking forward to the Elimination Chamber, but I really enjoyed Raw. But for me, it was about the women to start the show, the women to end the show, and that Cody promo was fucking lit. But I don't think Sami Zayn is in that WrestleMania World Title match.
You don't think that maybe having that possibility and showing that possibility to the crowd to see what reaction they get may change plans just because he was fucking getting cheered like a megastar?
I think that the plans could have easily been when Sami Zayn was in the ring with Roman Reigns and they're chanting Sammy. They knew if they put Sami Zayn in the Royal Rumble, we would have wanted Sammy to win instead of Cody. I think that I think that they're teasing the fans, but I don't think that they're gonna pull the trigger on it, because I feel like if they wanted to pull the trigger on it, they could have easily just pushed Cody off onto something else. Like, could have done a Bray Wyatt something and just had Sammy win the Rumble and like nonchalantly came after Roman. I don't know what a triple threat does. What does a triple threat do for you though? Like, Roman wins by pinning Sammy and Cody doesn't take the L. We saw that with Bryan and Edge, right? Like, wasn't that the story that they were trying to tell there? I think it's got to be Sammy and Jey Uso's friendship is the story. Jay's gonna beat the fuck out of Sammy in some capacity, make us feel bad for him. KO is gonna make the save. That's gonna be the main event, not a match. The main event of night one: the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens gets his grand slam by winning the tag team championship with his best friends by defeating the Usos in the main event of night one. Like, I can't see it any other way. I just can't.
I like it. And I do like that. I want that to be what we see. I just thought when Sami Zayn was getting the what's it called, and that cheer, when he mentioned going to WrestleMania in the main event. I thought maybe, you know, WWE has changed plans in the past because of a reaction. You know, Daniel Bryan at the time, that reaction to the Yes Movement did change the whole plans of WrestleMania 30. He was supposed to go against Sheamus, and it was to be Randy Orton versus Batista. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's going to be interesting to see, but I guess we'll have a more clear-cut answer after Saturday.
So let me tell you something, brother. I hope that you're right and I'm not right. I would love Sami Zayn in that WrestleMania main event mix. He more than deserves it. But I guess when we're saying that, right, he more than deserves a WrestleMania main event. He could get the main event night one in the tag team title match with the Usos, who more than as well deserve it. And then what does KO do? You know, like, so I'm with you. I would love it. The crowd wants it. We all want it. The Sammy Roman thing should have been at WrestleMania, but I feel like the Montreal, they've set this up. They've known what they were doing. They're Triple H ain't fucking Tony Khan, right? He's got his pencil out and he knows 6 months in advance what he's doing. That's just kind of my feel on it. But I hope you're right. Like, I'm not saying you're right. I hope you're right. Like,
I hope you're right.
Yeah, like either way, you know what? Either way is going to be good, compelling fucking television. And I'm looking forward to it because everything they do with the bloodline in these guys is fucking fantastic. So I'm all in, dude.
Love it. Love it.
What are you, now that we have spit on this, what are your thoughts on all of this?
I'm really loving Raw. Has been very insightful. I'm more happy with Dom. Dom is winning me over every week on Raw. Mommy. Like, Dom is just winning me over. I'm excited for his future. What's he going to do? What's going to happen with him? You know, I think we're going to get it. We're going to get Dom versus Ray at WrestleMania. It's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen because we saw Dom, the Valentine's Day video you guys saw. He went over there to the dinner and he literally just spoiled Ray's dinner and then tried to charge him the card and didn't go through because it was the Mysterio account. So he was banned from that. So we're seeing these teasers that Ray and Dom are eventually going to meet with each other at WrestleMania. That we might get that. I'm excited for that. I love the triple threat match with Bayley, Bianca. I like that. I want to see what's going to be next for them. I still feel that we might see. I feel like we might see Becky. mommy. But I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Becky because now you kept her out of the picture now, out of the title picture. She's one of your top stars. I'm curious how they're going to book her moving forward. We might see maybe, I think you mentioned, someone mentioned, I think it was UTK or someone did. We might see maybe the Hall of Fame. We see Trish and Lita versus Damage Control. Maybe, that could happen. I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm going to sit back and enjoy the ride. I love the promo that Cody and Sammy. Cody pretty much put over Sammy. Bottom line, he did. He put him over. That you have to believe in yourself and Sammy the way how I like this. And I still wouldn't do a triple threat match. I really will separate this. And I like the fact that how they are separating it. It's not, for the first time we saw it on Raw, Sammy just came. There was no there was no tension in between them, but it was mutual respect. Like, hey, we both are in these chapters in our lives that we want the same thing. Now we want to get to that sign that we pointed every time. I want to get there too. This is a good chapter. It's a good story that they're telling. And Papa H been planning this, how you mentioned, thing for the last 6-8 months already. We knew Sammy was going to, somehow this was going to happen. Sammy was going to main event at Elimination Chamber, and he did it. So I'm excited.
There's history between Sammy and Cody as well. Cody said in an interview back in the day, like, if I'm remembering right, it was like way back in the day, that when he was in WWE and he knew he was leaving, when he left, it was KO and Sammy who introduced him to the Bucks. And we know, like, the rest is history. AEW, like, All In. Like, if Cody doesn't team up with the Bucks, we don't have All In. We don't have AEW. So, like, that was because Sammy and KO introduced him. So, like, there's history there. I don't know if they're going to go that route and tell that story, but we know that there's history there.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm really excited how this is gonna turn out to be. And we're gonna find out this Saturday because it's time for the predictions. Yes. For of course the Elimination Chamber this Saturday coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure once again you subscribe to LINKTREE Wrestling Podcast. We will be there doing the watch along. Make sure you join. We'll be there, and big things are coming, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta say. But man, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. First match of the night. I mean, let's just get it out of the way. Of course, we have the Judgment Day versus the what is it called? What do they call it? The Grit Couple? Is that what it is?
Grit Couple.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't.
When they're feuding with the Miz and Maurice, they're the It Couple, so they're the Grit Couple.
Oh my god,
yeah.
The Grit Couple. Yes,
I'm just keeping that.
Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Finn Balor and Mommy Rhea. Mama. Take it away, De Niro. Who do you got on this one, brother?
I got Beth Phoenix. No, I got the Judgment Day on this one. And the reason why I say that is because I don't think that this is the end of the feud. I think that the rumors that we had about a possible Hell in the Cell matchup at the Royal Rumble between Edge and Finn Balor, I believe that was probably moved to WrestleMania, in my opinion. So I think that this matchup ends in some sort of controversy or with just the Judgment Day winning. So Edge still wants his revenge, and they have it at Mania inside Hell in a Cell. And you know what would be awesome? Like, actually, no, never mind. I was about to say some stupid shit. It's going to be Edge.
No.
Because I was going to say it would be awesome if they have the first ever intergender Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. But I just remembered Rhea Ripley won the Royal Rumble. She's going against Charlotte. So you're not going to get that. You're going to get Edge versus Balor at Mania Hell in a Cell. So I think that Judgment Day wins here, and then we have that build up to Mania.
Oh, love it. TK, talk to me, baby.
Yeah, pretty much everything De Niro said, I agree with. I was back and forth earlier. I couldn't figure out who was going to win. I thought Edge and Beth would get the win because of Beth, but Beth doesn't need a win. She's a Hall of Fame legend. The Judgment Day gets the win. Rhea stays hot. And like De Niro said, Edge needs a reason to go after Finn at WrestleMania. This has to blow off at WrestleMania. It's been a year-long feud, for fuck's sake. Edge, Finn, WrestleMania. If it's Hell in a Cell, it's Hell in a Cell. Let's fucking do it. Edge gets the win, ends it at WrestleMania. But here, it is the Judgment Day, getting another big win.
Yeah, I see the Judgment Day. They need to end this feud and move forward. That's it. I mean, I'm already done with this feud. It's been, I enjoyed it while it lasts, but we need to get over this. It's already done. Now we need to have Rhea focus on Charlotte. Mm-hmm. That's what the next story needs to happen now. And we need to see her appearing on SmackDown and build that story because we're not that far away, from WrestleMania. So I think we need to see that. And whatever Finn and the Judgment Day decide to do, how they book them, we'll see. I don't know how they're going to book Edge and Beth. I don't know. Maybe this is a one-time thing and they're done. Maybe so. Who knows? So I got the Judgment Day ending the story, and this should end properly on this one. And somebody told me we're going to get Mysterio involved in this situation. I have a bad feeling we're going to get Rey Mysterio involved. And this is going to and then we're going to get that story, Dom and Rey. I think it should start from their WrestleMania matchup. I'm hoping it does. Who knows?
No, I just had a thought. Like, the only way I could see Edge and Beth Phoenix winning is if Charlotte got involved in this matchup and took out Rhea.
Okay.
Ooh,
I like that.
Just to build up to their Mania matchup. Because how do you transition from this to just having, Rhea on SmackDown building that match? Like, I feel like you need something to, jumpstart that feud.
Do you think the Judgment Day completely moves over to SmackDown after this match? All right, so Finn and Rhea lose, right? So maybe the Judgment Day then go to SmackDown. Dom's going after Rey. Rhea's going after Charlotte. You might as well send Finn and Damian with them, obviously. And then that leaves Edge open. So what does that leave Edge open for? I had a dream. It was really fucked up. I had a weird dream that I was talking to you guys, and we were talking about Edge versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Has Edge and Brock Lesnar ever engaged in a real feud? And is that something you guys want to see?
I believe, wasn't it Brock Lesnar who broke Edge's neck or some shit like that?
No shit.
Yeah, so the neck injury that he had to eventually retire for was because of a matchup with Brock Lesnar, I believe.
So they could tell a story.
Like 2002. Yeah, that would be the story that, hey, you're the reason why I had to retire. But, I mean...
A couple of part-timers.
Yeah, I could see that matchup happening. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get to Brock and Bobby. I don't know if it's the feud ender here, but I feel like that would be an awesome matchup. I would take that.
Or down the road, like a SummerSlam or something, like a random Edge, because, like part-timer shit.
Yeah.
Edge versus Brock. Oh,
that's a money match.
Yeah.
Especially in Canada. Whew.
It was a dream. I think about you guys. Ivan, always thinking about you, baby.
Dream. Yes, I know. I shouldn't buy you too. Oh, no, wait, no, because then I'm going to get in trouble. Damn it.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, honey. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus. All right. Speaking of that, you brought it up, De Niro. Lashley and Lesnar. Jesus, hurt my throat. But yes, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley. Should this be over? Should it be one and done? Or are we going to see a fourth match at Mania? What the hell is going to happen in this matchup? And who do you expect to win? So I'll take it to you, De Niro. What do you got?
I think that this doesn't end the feud. I think we see a Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. No, I'm joking. like TNA Lockdown, we're going to have every match inside Hell in a Cell. Anyway, I think that I don't know. I feel like this could go one or two ways. You could end the feud here, have Bobby Lashley win, or I feel like at the end of this, Bobby Lashley has to come out as winner. Bobby Lashley's going to be the guy who's there the next day. And Bobby Lashley's a guy who could easily be a threat to the world champion, right? Brock Lesnar, he's not going against Roman again. Wasn't the storyline that Brock Lesnar cannot, I don't know if I'm making this up in my head. He lost to Roman he can't go for that title again, right? So I feel like Bobby Lashley is a guy that you want to continue to build as a fucking monster. So I think Bobby Lashley wins this, but I don't know how you could take this matchup to Mania unless this is the feud ender and then we get the rumored matchup between Gunther and Brock Lesnar at Mania. But then where does that leave Bobby? It's going to be interesting, but I just want Bobby Lashley to win this matchup. He deserves his victory. He's back on the upward trajectory. I think that he's going to be – I feel like if Cody wins at Mania, if he wins the world champion, Bobby Lashley's like front of the line getting a title shot. A great matchup.
Give De Niro the pencil.
Jesus, yeah. Give him the pencil, man. Just give him what he wants, baby. Give him what he wants.
Give me what I want. Give me
Love that.
What he wants.
But you only get there if Bobby Lashley's like kept strong by beating Brock Lesnar. So that's what I'm looking at.
Love it. TK.
Yeah, dude. Damn, again, everything De Niro said was pretty much spot on. I'm kind of hoping this is they do have a match for like 18 minutes, but it goes to a no contest or something. This has to end at WrestleMania. I was so disappointed when I found out this was an Elimination Chamber match. I was like, wait. You have these two big, meaty men slapping meat all over the place, and their resumes and what they do and their statures, and it's the Elimination Chamber, the 5-match Elimination Chamber before WrestleMania. Like, you better have big individual plans for each of these guys if you're not doing this match at WrestleMania. What are these guys doing? You mean to tell me it's April 1st, 6 weeks? How are you? Brock and Gunther? Yeah, sure. I want it down the road. Who doesn't? But like, no. It's Gunther, Drew, and Sheamus for the Intercontinental title, and that's it. Period. Exclamation point. Done. Over with. Brock and Gunther makes zero fucking sense. And no sense. Okay? And where does it leave Bobby? This match, no contest, double knockout. I don't know how it goes about happening. All right. In some capacity, they knock each other out. It ends in WrestleMania. If Finn and Edge are in Hell in a Cell, which is probably going to happen, this will be a Texas death match like John Moxley and no, I'm just kidding. This will be like a last man standing match or a no holds bar match where Bobby cements it and gets his fucking big win and goes on. So whenever it ends, which should end at WrestleMania, it should be Bobby winning. This match, double knockout, no contest. WrestleMania, Bobby all day.
Bring back the Lions Den for these two at Mania. That'd be crazy.
Dope, dude.
That'd be
It
fire.
would be dope. Hell yeah. You
The
need to
Lions
have some sort of stipulation match with these guys, dude.
For sure. Yeah. Remember the
Yeah.
Lions Den?
Dope.
I don't know what to say about this one. I think they should end this for me. In the chamber, give me Gunther and Lesnar for God's sakes. If you're not gonna do nothing, just do that already. Or unless if you're really gonna push Gunther versus Sheamus and Drew McIntyre triple threat for the IC, I don't mind that either. But dude, I don't. For me, it doesn't make no sense to me for it to be another match. It doesn't, unless you want to give Bobby his momentum at Mania and have him go over Lesnar. That means he loses this Saturday. I mean, and he'll lose clean. And then last year, one last chance, and he beats Lesnar at WrestleMania. It's a tough call on this one, to be honest. I am with TK like him. Oh, maybe a draw. There's no contest. It ends. Nobody gets up. Double count out. Double DQ, and then it ends that way. Maybe we could see that. I think we could see that. Yeah. De Niro. You're good, right?
Yeah, I'm going with Bobby.
Okay.
I can't wait for this match, though, guys. This is my second most excited match on the show because regardless that I think it's going to be a bullshit ending, it's not going to be a bullshit ending. It's going to be an ending that tells the story, progresses it. I think they're going to actually give us the best match of the trilogy. Like, we're going to see them slobber each other, or slobber knock each other. First match sucked. Second match, Bobby dominated the whole time and then took a bullshit Bret Hart schoolboy loss, turnbuckle pin loss. This match, I think we're going to see some back and forth haymakers for like 12 to 13 minutes, and then they knock each other out. So I'm really excited for this match.
Oh,
I'm definitely excited for this one, too. This one's going to be monsters.
Oh, can't wait. All right. We get the women's chamber matchup.
Oh,
All right. Let's start with the women's. Carmella, Nikki Cross, Natalia, Raquel Rodriguez now, not Gonzalez.
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
You hit it hard.
Escúchame. It's like, what was his name? Fuck.
Armando Estrada. Alejandro.
Oh, throw the spike with it.
And
we're thinking pull Humenga.
Dylan.
You got Humenga?
Umenga.
Humenga. Only if you're William Regal.
That's what you're going one-on-one with Umenga. Umenga.
All right. De Niro, take it away. Who gets this one?
I think for this one, I always ride with Liv, but I think this one is going to be Asuka. I think the money match at WrestleMania, I talked about it a few weeks ago here on Circle Debate. The money match for Bianca is Bianca versus Asuka. Asuka, Bianca, and Alexa had this little three-way tag team that they were riding with against the Damage Control. And then we seen Bianca versus Alexa. So now I feel like at Mania, we got Bianca versus Asuka. And that is going to be a fucking amazing matchup. And I think this is what's going to jumpstart that feud. You have to have Asuka win this. Especially now you got her channeling Kana again. Like, this is awesome. Like, you don't do this change with Asuka unless you have big plans for her. So Mania, her and Bianca is my final answer.
Love it. DK, take it away, baby.
Yeah, man. De Niro and I are fucking clicking, man. Again, I can't come again after him after what he said. Everything he said is correct.
Right here, bro.
You look at the match. Carmella's great. She ain't winning. Nikki Cross, like her, but she ain't winning. Natalia, fuck off. Canada, who cares? Piper Niven, for fuck's sake. What the fuck? Piper Niven instead of Natalia. Canada doesn't care about Natty. Fucking fuck. Raquel, Asuka, Liv. The bottom row is where it at. Raquel's great. She's going to get some sort of triple team out, and that's what she's going to lose. I love Livy. I love her so much. But, dude, Bianca went through Liv. Bianca went through Becky. Bianca went through Bayley. De Niro said it. Bianca went through her tag team partner, Alexa, and Bianca is going to go through her last tag team partner, the last person she hasn't fought yet, Asuka. Obviously, Rhea Charlotte, that's down the road. But Asuka lost to Rhea. She lost to Charlotte. Does she lose to Bianca? Bianca's held that belt for a full year. She's done all the appearances, ESPN, ABC, this, that, the other thing. You got to think she's running tired of the belt. Or do they tribal chief Bianca and let her do it? I'm going Asuka, and I'm going with Asuka getting her WrestleMania moment solely because Road Dogg Jesse James, Brian James, the producer, whatever you want to say, said Asuka is the most talented woman in the world. And if he's saying it, it means his buddy Hunter's feeling very similar. Asuka gets the win. Asuka beats Bianca at WrestleMania. Book it, Dano.
It is decided.
It is decided. That's right.
Love you, Bianca, but you need a couple weeks off.
I would love to see. Yeah, I think Asuka will. For me, I think Asuka should be the one. She needs her momentum back. I think this is going to be really underrated women's chamber. We're finally going to see the likes of Rodriguez take out the best of what she could do. We already seen the likes of Asuka in there. Carmella, I believe so. I don't know if this is the first time. Natalia, Liv already. We've seen Nikki as well. It's going to be fascinating to see. I think Raquel's going to shine out right here, and I hope she does. But I feel that, I feel Asuka's the one. That's right. It is decided. All right. Let's move on to the men's chamber matchup. All right. Oh, man. I'm just going to get my pick right away for this one. This is for the men's chamber for the United States Championship. Give me fucking Bronson Reed. Give me Jonah to win unexpectedly.
Wow.
Just randomly out of nowhere. Wow. Because you brought this guy back from somewhere he was doing such fantastic shit in New Japan. Oh, and now you're bringing him back. Give me Bronson Reed to win. But I'll give you my second pick, which I think they'll do this, and I think we might see the heel turn from here, is Montez Ford might come up with a win out of nowhere. And this is where you see the heel turn. We talked about it last week, TK. Remember, we talked about it. This could be the beginning of the split of the Street Profits if Montez wins right here. Something tells me we're seeing that happening here in fruition. Maybe so. I don't know. But those are my two picks that I got. I love you, Gargano. I wish you could. Priest out of mind. Rollins, get out of that U.S. picture. We already know you're going to fucking feud with Logan Paul. Unless Logan gets involved in here and causes the match. That could be the case. In theory, I don't know. You need to move on, too. I don't know what they're doing with you, buddy. But that's my pick. So, De Niro, what do you got in this one?
I was going to say, I would love if Bronson Reed wins this because, he's a monster. I can't see how you eliminate him unless it's one of those situations where everyone just, stacks up on top of him. But to be honest, my winner here is Austin Theory. I personally am loving it. I think that he's doing really well with this title. I love the character switch up, and I think that you keep him strong going into Mania as your U.S. champion. So Austin Theory wins this matchup.
TK, baby, talk to me.
Yeah, man, everything De Niro says is right. I feel like I've said this 5 times already tonight, dude, and I'm going to keep saying it. Spot on. I mean, you as well. I don't know if the Tez heel turn's coming. I hope it doesn't. Tez being in this match is a test for him as a single star to see how the fans react and to see how he does. So that's exciting. I'd love if it was Johnny Gargano, but the fans don't know or give a fuck who Johnny Gargano is, so Triple H ain't going to pull that trigger. I'd love if it was a Johnny Gargano Austin Theory thing at WrestleMania. But again, the fans don't give a fuck about Johnny Gargano. The fans don't care about Johnny Gargano until Ciampa's back and they put DIY together and put them in the tag division. Then they'll give a fuck. Priest, in there, done that. He's just there filling the match. Bronson Reed. Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. The people don't know who he is. He ain't winning this match. I love it. But let me tell you how he gets eliminated. Tez hits a splash from up top of a pod after Priest hits a move and Rollins hits a curb stomp on him. And then Tez hits him. It's one of those moves where 3 guys take him out, and that's how Reed goes out. So he looks strong, which is good. And yes, Logan Paul is somewhere in that ring or in the arena that costs Seth in some capacity. Theory eliminates Seth. Theory wins the goddamn match. Theory takes his belt to WrestleMania. U.S. Open Challenge. It's against Cena. I can't wrap my head around Theory beating Cena at WrestleMania, but I think the kid's going to beat Cena in an open challenge at WrestleMania. Theory wins this match.
Love it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, now it's time to get into the main event of this chamber.
Some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Honor, what was that? Ladies and gentlemen, it caught me out of nowhere.
Bro,
what
is that?
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea.
I don't know what that is, but I definitely want to find out.
Oh, yeah. Definitely want to find out on that. But I definitely want to find out, get your takes on, of course, the main event. The Tribal Chief himself, of course, the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship, Roman, the Tribal Chief Reigns versus Sami Zayn. So, I mean, I'm just going to go right quick. I'm going to do it how Devin does. Roman Reigns, that's it. So, there's no need for me to talk about. It is decided by Tribal Chief. Roman, that's it. There's nothing else to talk about. No, that's it.
It is decided. It is
decided. There you go. Go ahead, De Niro. Take it away, my brother.
I obviously I think it's Roman Reigns, right? But I can't wait to see the story either during this matchup or after this matchup and how this is going to like lead into Mania. But everything right now, like I said, I say it every fucking week. Everything that Roman Reigns does is must-watch TV. This is the most intriguing storyline in professional wrestling history, in my opinion. And I feel like this is going to be an awesome, epic encounter. I doubt it will be, but I hope the atmosphere here is like John Cena walking into the Hammerstein Ballroom at ECW One Night Stand. I hope the crowd is 100,000% behind Sami Zayn. I hope they're booing Roman Reigns out the building. I hope Roman Reigns is an outsider who's getting fucking like nuclear heat because it's going to make it that much fucking better when Roman Reigns beats Sami Zayn in the ring. He's going to get extreme heat. Like I want to see someone with the fucking if Sammy loses we riot sign, and I want to see Roman Reigns win just to test that theory. You know what I mean? And I can't wait to see where Jey Uso and all this. We got word that Jey Uso is cleared to come into Canada. So, I think now that means we're going to see some type of twist and turn into this story. So I think he definitely plays a part. I think that that's going to be the most intriguing part. But overall winner, Chief Roman Reigns.
TK, take it away, my brother.
Yeah, a week ago, was it last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, Roman Reigns took Sami Zayn by his fucking head, and he looked in the fucking camera, and he screamed, and he said, I am going to fucking destroy you in front of your fucking friends, in front of your fucking family. You know what the Tribal Chief's going to do to Sami Zayn in front of his friends and in front of his family and in front of that hostile-ass Montreal crowd? He's going to fucking eat this man up. But he's going to do it with some help for sure. What's up, Chris? What's up? He's going to...
You got the vice grip on Roman?
He's going to eat him up. Like Chris is going to eat Roman's head right there.
I'm doing the George Animal Steel. Didn't he do the head crusher?
Was it him?
I think or the Kona Crush, I guess. Kona Crush.
You're doing the Great Khali.
You got to chop his head off. You're going to do that. But yeah, it's Roman. It's Roman all day. The Uso. There's definitely going to be some debauchery. Like I said earlier when we were talking Raw, it's the Usos against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania. It's Roman Sami night 2. All the belts are gone after WrestleMania. The crowd's going to be upset here, but Roman wins.
It's definitely going to be Sami, Jay, and Kevin versus Roman, the other one, and Solo.
You're talking about the Usos, basically.
Yeah, so one Uso with Sami and Kevin, the other Uso with Roman and Solo. That's literally what they're going to do. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay.
3 versus 3.
That's intriguing.
Not for WrestleMania, obviously, but like for fucking some other shit.
Oh, God. He was talking.
No, you have Roman wrestle twice. He ain't that good.
Oh shit!
Evans in the chat about to jump in.
Guys got 3 moves, and he stopped doing the only one that mattered, the Splash Mountain. So.
I love Devin's like, he's like,
Tell me, he didn't just say that.
Guy almost lost to Jake Paul. Or Logan Paul.
Oh yeah, he's in the middle.
No, Solo!
Oh man! All right, he is a goat. He is a good show.
He might look like a goat.
Oh my God, love it, love it.
Gotta love Chris.
Gotta
Hey,
love
Chris.
Chris.
I was gonna say, hey, Chris.
Chris always comes in with a massive entrance and a grand.
You gotta remember, Roman Reigns lost to Baron Corbin. And not even like a good Baron Corbin, but like a lone wolf Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin reminded us that of Raw. On Raw.
As well as he should.
Oh,
He said he was the last person to beat our tribal chief.
He was the last person to beat Becky Lynch too, which I give him all the props for.
Wow. Like the 2 biggest stars in the company. No shit.
I think Baron's biggest push is about to come. I got a feeling.
I hope you're right. I like Baron Corbin. I think he's a good hand.
He does the best with what he's a company man. He does the best with what he's given, and people are too quick to judge that they give him shit, and he does the best with shit.
God damn it, Chris. I love you, man. I'm fucking with you because not many people feel that way about Corbin, and I love your cat right behind you.
Oh, he is speaking time.
That is so dope. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, brother.
The security guard right there in the house.
Good stuff.
That's right. You know what?
I'm with you on Corbs all day. Yeah, I think the dude is uber talented, but I digress.
Well, I don't think he's talented. I just think he does the best. I think he's okay in the ring. I think he's one of the. I personally think he's like the worst wrestler, best finisher ever. But he does exactly what he does exactly what he needs to do.
I think he's the second best organic heel in all of wrestling, which is why I think he's uber talented because there's not many of those people out there.
All right. You know what time it is, baby? Let's go.
It's time! It's time! It's Vader time!
That's right. Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen, that happened, of course, 24 hours ago. Of course, this is the Dynamite recap. And look, there was certain things that I was not, like, what can I say about it?
This was the vanilla wafer of Dynamites. Like, sure, you'll have one, but you wouldn't pick it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I would not pick this Dynamite. I wasn't really.
I actually like vanilla wafers.
Yeah, but you're not going to the store.
Which are fucking good, bro.
Yeah, but you're not giving someone a vanilla wafer and saying, here's an introduction to cookies.
That's a fucking. Yo, Chris, you come over here dropping gems, bro.
I'm just saying, man. Like, this isn't the Dynamite I would sell people in AEW as a premier brand.
No, it's not.
And
This is whack! I can't get jiggy with this shit!
I didn't think it was whack. I just thought it was like
certain things.
It was a weak amount of glue between 2 pinnacle, pun intended, events.
De Niro's gonna take over right quick. Handle it, De Niro. The floor is yours, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to talk about AEW Dynamite now. So let's get into this episode of Dynamite. We're going to talk about the opening matchup. They always start out strong. Orange Cassidy and the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh. Before we get into this, though, I do want to give a big rest in peace to Jerry Jarrett. I said it on my Instagram. Jerry Jarrett, if people who are unaware of the man's contributions, what he did in Memphis, he booked basically what was the blueprint of what Paul Heyman took and created ECW with. It was the Wild Wild West in Memphis. The 70s and 80s Memphis was basically what I talk about with ECW Hardcore TV. And he was very innovative. He was way ahead of his time. Rest in peace, Jerry Jarrett. Cool to see Jeff Jarrett still wrestle here. I don't know.
For the day after. Like,
Yeah, it was like what, like two. What's it called? 2 days after.
I don't even know. February 14th. Yeah, it was the day. It was the day after because last night was the 15th and they filmed it live.
Yeah.
14th was his passing. 15th was the taping and the airing.
And you know what the thing is? Like, I thought, just because of the sympathy, I thought when Jeff Jarrett came out, they might have gave him a little bit of a pop, but they still was booing his ass. And that's sad. Like, I don't know. Like, I love the fact that he is still such a natural heel, but I feel like, Jeff Jarrett deserves some sort of, he just lost his father. Like, give him a little bit of a cheer. But anyway, opening matchup. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good matchup. I want to see more Satnam Singh. I think Satnam Singh could be a megastar if he was. I feel like he moves around a lot better than some of the bigger guys that we see nowadays. I think he moves better than Omos. I think he moves better than Khali ever did. So definitely that he could be a star with a little work. Cool to see Sanjay Dutt back in the ring, even though we didn't see much from him. But Sanjay Dutt hasn't had a match in many years. I was a big fan of Sanjay Dutt back in the TNA X Division era. And yeah, you're keeping the Acclaim strong going into Revolution when they get their rematch against the Ass Boys for the tag team champions. So I thought that it played many roles, this matchup. Definitely set the table for the tag matchup at Revolution. I enjoyed it. So let's hear what you did, Chris. Did you enjoy this matchup?
Yeah, it's a continuing story. It's kind of, we have this weird three-way dance, Paul Heyman pun intended, between did Jeff Jarrett, does it have a name for their stable? It's not the Firm, is it? It's what are
no. This is the TNA alumni and Satnam Singh. I believe that's their
too many words. They need a name. Like I've been trying to come up with a name for them. I just can't do it. Like I don't know. Outlaws is taken, and I thought that was like that's fine. The good, the bad, and the really tall, I guess.
I like it. Good, the bad, the giant.
Yeah, exactly. The match was okay. It is what it is because we obviously have the Acclaim. We have Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett essentially as the duo team. And then obviously the Guns or Gun Show, I guess is what they're trying to get their name over as now in this love affair of the belts that have not been on Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal yet. I say that as if it seems like it could happen. I don't know. The highlight was, unfortunately, the opening line where Max Caster, at least Max Caster is the rapper, right? Bowden is the other one. Yeah. He was able to both pay his respect and diss the Jarrett family in a single verb. And I thought that was fine. I was like, oh, too soon. Oh, especially because considering like Jeff Jarrett had beef with the Kurt Angle lines he dropped in the video. Yeah, so that to me was the most entertaining part of the match. And I do love Satnam Singh because they're doing creative things with a big man that I haven't really seen in either a long time or a while. We saw when Darby Allin went for a suicide dive and just like darted off of him. And the guy didn't even budge. I watched that highlight like 9 times. Another one was Danhausen in the corner and he was just holding them like this, backed up against the corner. I love that they're actively trying to come up with crazy super big man spots like that. Like he doesn't do anything and that's how strong he is.
Yeah.
More of that, please. I want to see like someone jump off his shoulders like the Braun Strowman Ricochet thing, but cooler than a swanton, But going into Revolution, it is where I'm just, I don't want to say I'm not excited. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if there's going to be who's walking out with the belts. I don't know who's going in. I actually don't even know if any of these anyone from the Jarrett faction is going to be in the title match at Revolution. Is this booked yet? Like, is it a 3-way dance?
It's going to be the Gun Club versus the Acclaim, the rematch from last week.
So no, it's a 4-way. They're doing
you're going to have 2 battle royals, right?
Yeah. 2 battle royals. These assholes are going to be in the fucking first battle royal, and I'm sure the second battle royal. So it's possible that they get in the match. Yes, I hope not, but it's possible.
So that would be hilarious if Jarrett and Jay Lethal like stole the belts out from under everybody. Everybody was like forest for the trees, to paying attention to each other too much. The Guns and Acclaimed were like, you and I, let's go, and like fuck, they walk out with the belts. Like fuck, we messed that one up. That'd be all right. At this point, the tag titles are starting to kind of turn into the Samoa Joe title, where it's like keep it somewhere for a while. It's not there yet, but it's kind of it's bottlenecking into that for me. I'm just like I'm not like, oh shit, they got the tag belts anymore. I'm like, oh okay, another title change, cool.
Yeah. TK.
Yeah, lots to kind of decompress really quick. First of all, I heard the vanilla wafer of Dynamites, and my God, I couldn't agree more. This might have been the worst Dynamite that I've ever watched. Like, it was. It's not that it was a bad show. It was just that it was a very bland show, and it was right. It wasn't bad. I don't want to say it was bad.
I'm not gonna spoil. I mean, I really don't want to. It's not really a spoiler. The highlight of the show for me happened off air, and if you're watching a repeat feed, you may have seen it, and we'll talk about it when we get to that segment.
Right. And like this, for example, you know, they say they're a wrestling company. This is an entertainment match, and I'm fine with an entertainment match because I think sports entertainment and wrestling are the same fucking thing. So I'm more than fine with an entertainment match. But who fucking cares about any of this? This is what you're going to occupy 17 minutes of my fucking time with on a Wednesday night. Like, I'm excited for fucking Wednesday Night Wrestling. I want an alternative, all right? Orange Cassidy defended that belt like 7 times when he first got it, over and over and over again.
Until tonight, I was like, "Oh, that's right, that belt's a thing."
But when he first got it, he defended it over and over and over again and made it relevant. He hasn't made it relevant fucking in like 6 to 7 weeks. The Acclaimed and the Guns, cool. I'm down with it. I'm fine with it. Like, the Acclaimed defended those belts 7 times. That's a good reign. All right, I'm fine with it. Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay fucking Dutt. I expected a replacement in this match. I expected them to like debut someone in this faction, like make this relevant. I get it. Like you said, Chris, you get the tag team, you get like the Billy Sanjay, and then you get the Orange Satnam. We did get the Orange Satnam interaction for like 5 seconds, and then Satnam tagged out. I want more Satnam. I think you're right, De Niro. This dude's athletic. He can move, but they don't give him anything. Chris, you're right. That Darby spot where he fucking flew off of him like a rocket was so fucking dope, dude. But they don't get in the Danhausen was cool, but they don't give him enough of that, all right? They need to let the man actually work. This shit, fuck off, all right? You're competing like we talked about earlier. This is not competing. No, this is not good. This is a waste of my time. 17 minutes of a waste of my time. I will say this. Jeff Jarrett does not like Max Caster from what I read on Twitter. What Caster said in his little with his flow, Chris, you're right, spot on. So respectfully perfect. I watched Jarrett's face because the camera was on Jarrett. I'm sure we all did, and it looked like he was about to get pissed, and he his face kind of like mellowed, like his
originally was like,
yeah, right. Because he would have went on him. I know he would have shot on him if he said anything stupid, and that's why like his face got serious, and he just went, okay, for sure. But everything you guys said was spot on. I'm not trying to hate on this show, but I don't need 17 minutes of this to start my fucking Dynamite. Not at all.
Ivan?
This was just more entertainment filler. Of course, shout out to, Jarrett. My condolences to Jeff Jarrett, and I give him a lot of props and admiration for him to take this match instead of taking the time off, and of course with the family, especially with this tragic loss. I commend Jarrett for doing this. This match was very entertaining. The only thing I was disappointed with this was how long did you see? I don't know. Was it Bowens? I think it was Bowens. I don't know. Somebody was holding Sanjay Dutt for a long time. You had Bowens was going to the top. He got knocked out. You got Orange was going to the top. He got knocked out, and it was just like he could have literally reversed it. I think that's the only flaw I would tell you. That I really was just like, really, Sanjay, and then you're like this. If you saw that match, you saw Sanjay was on the ground, was like, really? I think it was when Orange, because Orange went to the top and he took his time and he's like, and it just, that's the only thing I give the flaw. Other than that, it was just entertaining. It was just Satnam Singh. We got to see more of him. I agree. We need to see more of Satnam. I think. Hopefully we get to see that down the line. But I don't know where they're going with this.
He speaks perfect English too, which is a huge advantage.
Yeah, he does. I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know if Sanjay's full time. I think he's a part time. I'm not quite sure. But
I mean, he's been on every episode that's had them. It's never been just like Jay Lethal and not Sanjay. I've seen him.
No, I was talking about more like wrestling style.
Okay,
yeah. Like
this matchup, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, since 2017. So it's been quite a while for Sanjay. So definitely cool to see him back in the ring.
Yeah, It was.
Sorry, I was talking about Tottenham.
entertaining.
I thought you said Tottenham. That's what I meant to say.
Oh,
Tottenham,
no, the Suns.
Tottenham
Yeah.
speaks perfect English, and I've seen him full time, but not in the ring. But more time in the ring would be cool. If that's what you were trying to say, cool.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Raspy voice. My apologies. I'm fighting a cold here.
It's all good,
I'm
bro.
fighting a cold, but yeah, we'll see, man. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. Looking forward. The tag team division right now is too stagnant. There's nothing. The issue is that
Scattered. It's too many rivalries not focused on the titles.
In the trios division, watered it fucking down.
Yeah.
Which, and I was begging for the trios division for day one. You know, go back and watch every episode. And I mean, and now there's only 2 trios teams, and they just had 7 matches in a row.
And who's it? You know what? Whose fault it is? It's the fault of the guy with the fucking pencil. All right, it's the guy with the pencil because they have a 90. I see you. They got like a 100-person roster. There's no reason that you can't have fucking tag teams and fucking trios teams. But we'll talk about it, I'm sure, when you talk.
That's fucking bullshit.
Say it, Ivan.
You're bullshit, Tony Khan. You're bullshit.
You're bullshit,
You
Tony
always
Khan.
do this, man. Shit.
I love Tony Khan. TK loves TK. I love Tony Khan so much. I do. He's my favorite booker personally, but I wish I could go help him a little bit. That's it.
He needs a lot of help. I'll do that.
Speaking of tag teams, though, next matchup on the show, we have the tag match between Jon Moxley and Claudio, the Blackpool Combat Club. I don't know why I lost the name there. Versus LFI, Preston Vance, and Roosh. Really enjoyed this matchup. I like the fact that, Roosh and Preston Vance met Jon Moxley and Claudio and kind of jump-started the matchup. Hard-hitting as fuck. I hope that this leads to Roosh versus Claudio. We'll see. I don't know. We'll talk about Ring of Honor after we talk about AEW, but definitely Ring of Honor getting announced to have tapings later this month, and then starting, I believe, March 2nd, they're going to start airing on Honor Club. So finally, we'll have weekly Ring of Honor television. But I hope that Roosh is in that title picture because him and Claudio had great chemistry here. Really looked like they could put on a banger. My biggest flaw of the matchup is fucking Jon Moxley does not need to bleed every single fucking matchup, bro.
I don't think Mr. Gooden has a choice in the matter.
You think it's in his contract, brother? I think
if you don't know, he's the Forrest Griffin of pro wrestling, where
what an analogy! I like that.
Where a breeze will cut.
Forrest Griffin used to bleed like a stuffed pig every fucking.
There would be like, and in the blue corner, and he'd already be bleeding. You're like,
yeah, but this motherfucker, he's my favorite wrestler in the world, by the way. When I say this motherfucker, these fucking idiots on assholes on Twitter have seen him like 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, he's been actually doing it pretty obvious. The blading.
2 weeks in a row. I don't care. Forged in Blood was the shirt. I'm all in, but you do you.
No, but my thing is this, like, and I said it many times before, like, adding blood to a match is supposed to be an element that you do to bring more intrigue to that match, and it should be kept special. I mean, if you're bleeding for every single matchup, like this guy was bleeding against Konosuke Takeshita, then he was bleeding against Mance Warner, then he's bleeding again. Like, if you're bleeding in every single matchup, the effect of blood in the matchup is taken away. You're diluting that effect. When you add blood in the match. Yeah, when you add blood to the match, then you like, oh wow, this is a fucking war. But Jon Moxley is wrestling in blood every fucking, like, I feel like he's fucking Gangrel at this fucking point. Always, had blood all over him before the matchup. Like, shit, fucking. Well, what did me and Matt say? Moxley pads.
Moxley pads.
But besides that, the matchup was good. I enjoyed it. Hard hitting as fuck. I want to see more of Preston Vance. I think that he has a lot of potential. I like the team of him and Roosh. And Roosh right now is on fire. I think that coming off his matchup with Bryan Danielson last week, amazing matchup. I think that Roosh could be a megastar. And I'm reading that AEW wants to position him as one of the next big Latino stars that they have. So I hope that is the case because he deserves it. But I like this matchup. Definitely a good matchup. And I like the Tornado tag team rules as well. So what did you think, Chris?
Yeah, I like tornado tags. When I used to play, I still do, and I used to too. Pro wrestling video games, tornado tag matches were like the worst, but the best. Like, whole shit. So in real life, or
in the video game against the computer.
Yeah, that's cool. You got to get that tag. They're always right there to jump in and stop it. You're like, God damn it. I'd always set the setting to elimination tornado tag, which I like because then I can just get rid of like one of their guys and get the tag done. This match was good. Preston Vance is a big boy. I never noticed how big he was until he took the mask off, which is a very inappropriate thing to say on child programming.
Oh, no,
I love this is TVMA.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? What?
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains...
Fuck it. Yeah, Roosh is definitely the breakout star of this group because 3 out of the 4, because obviously Moxley and Claudio are already stars. Where Roosh goes is just hopefully he's handled well. I could see a feud with him. I mean, him versus Bandito would be great. Him versus anybody, Takeshita would be great. Anybody would be great. But then we got more dilution and convolution. Hangman came out and said the things that Tim convinced me of about how like nobody wants to win off a surprise roll up. I was like, all right, they're really doing this. And then Dark Order came out, and now we're like, okay, fuck, how many people do we need in this damn angle? So now I don't even know what the match is. It's going to be Evil Uno, player one, and -1 versus like Daniel Bryan and Wheeler versus Roosh, and I don't know what this matchup is now. I thought the matchup made sense, and then Dark Order came out. I'm like, is this going to be Dark Order and Blackpool versus the Latino Fashion Incorporated? I have no idea. So again, I was paying attention to this whole angle. I'm just like, okay, now what's the matchup? What's the deal? Is it a 6-on-6 or 3-on-3? Like,
we'll get there. Trust me, we'll get.
And also, I just want to say, look how bad Dark Order looks. Like Dark Order used to be a presence. You know what I mean?
I don't even want to get into it. I don't even want to get into it. It was the shit for the first 6 weeks, and then it became a comedy group, and then it became good again when they finally got the Exalted One, and then back to being comedy, and now it's like 2.5 people.
Yeah.
You know, Dark Order, you know, at All Out in September, it was believable that they could have beat the Elite with Hangman.
Yeah.
That was the match of the night, and it was believable. That whole crowd, and I'm sure you guys watched on TV, it was believable. I'm sure maybe 1 or 2 of you guys picked the Dark Order to win that match.
Oh, no, Ivan, I remember.
I didn't.
I don't think we would have been surprised. But now it's just like a more serious version of the Judgment Day, which is they need to go to dark forever, but I digress.
Yeah,
I love the promos. I love the Join the Dark Order promos. I love not knowing who the Exalted One was. I love when they put Raven in the audience as a plant, and everyone was like, "Oh fuck, it's Raven," and I fucking marked out like a little kid.
Yeah.
And then after obviously the passing of Brody Lee, I was like, oh, it needs to be NJ. They need the Queen Slayer to run this shit. And I was like, that'd be perfect. Keep it serious. Keep it dark. Keep it what House of Black is trying to do now. Keep it what Judgment Day should have been with Edge. And all 3 of those balls are being dropped.
Where? TK?
Love the conversation. Absolutely love it. Chris said Vanilla Wafer. I said pretty poor show. One of the worst I've seen. This match was the highlight of the night for me for sure. De Niro, like you said, how they got jumped in the crowd. I absolutely love that. Mox, though, God, love you. Favorite wrestler in the world. You gotta. I get it. It's a Texas Tornado match, whatever. But like, yo, damn, De Niro, all night you take the words out of my fucking mouth. My point was going to be against Takeshita. You don't need to bleed. Against Yuta, you don't need to bleed. These bleed. Blood is supposed to enhance a match. You don't need to bleed against Roosh and Preston Vance. Like, this is just a tornado match on fucking Dynamite. You don't need to.
Yeah,
I digress. Right. The shirt, though, when he came out, all right, me and my wife looked at each other and said, damn, we need to, like, buy him. I was, like, forged in blood. So, like, how can someone who says they want to buy a shirt that says forged in blood cry about a guy blading and bleeding all over the place? So, like, it is what it is. Also, as a guy who appreciates the toxic jiggle, and I'll talk about all big booties, man or woman, Preston Vance. Oh, my God. Chris, you said big boy. That dude's a big boy in the ass.
The size of a Home Depot.
Dude, I have never – that man's ass is like fucking Mark Fletcher from fucking Aussie Open, dude. Dump truck booty. Like, that's it. And Roosh, Claudio, please, 2 fucking bulls. ROH's next pay-per-view main event. Yeah, I love it. dump truck booty on 10. All right, he ain't 10. He's Preston Vance. All right,
He's a
of
20,
LFI.
baby. He's not even a 10. He's a 20.
Dude, with that booty, my God. But yeah, Roosh should take that belt off Claudio and run ROH because Roosh is that dude. And De Niro, he shouldn't be one of the Latino presence. He should be the Latino presence of AEW.
I agree. I definitely agree. Speaking of our Latino presence, Ivan, what's up?
Hey, vato loco
this
for
matchup.
live, ese Simon, eh? The Papi Chulos are here. That's right. I love the match. I hope you guys pretty much there's something much to add to, but man, just watching that meaty of Preston Vance and Bruce and gets me nutty. Yes, I know it does. Sorry, honey. I know. But I mean, I can't really add anything what you guys said, but yes, I would say he needs to stop bleeding, man. He needs those Moxley pads, man. He needs to stop bleeding with Jesus. That's just like there's no reason to bleed in every entire match. And now, like how Tim mentioned too, he mentioned about the chemistry that we're gonna see with Roosh and Claudio. This is the beginning of the story that last week Tim and I discussed that, hey, we could see this in the long run for the Ring of Honor pay-per-view from March 31st. Maybe we could see that, or unless it's like how Tim said last week, it could be Mark Briscoe first and then right after. It could be Roosh and Claudio, which I don't mind seeing that. That match should be booked. And give it to us, baby. Yes, give it to us. That's my take.
Next up, let's talk about this Wardlow segment. Wardlow segment, right? I personally, I think that the story's good, right? I'll tell you this right now. First of all, Wardlow looks totally different without the hair. Without the long hair, he kind of has like a baby face, like not, no pun intended, not a baby face, but a baby face, like a literal baby face with hair on it. And I don't know, he just looks like a totally different guy. Like he just looks different, right? I like the fact that they're trying to, and maybe it's true, like I'm sure the whole story about his father's true. Maybe it's true that he bonded with his father over his hair because his father, had cancer. And I feel like adding that drama to the story is going to enhance the matchup. I feel like JR really used to be a lot better at this these sit downs though. Like JR was just there. Like anybody could sit down with Wardlow and Wardlow could tell the story. But JR was just like, oh really? Oh wow. Oh wow. It was like, I miss the old JR, but I mean he's getting older. Like come on, we're all gonna get older. But still, I feel like the sit downs with JR used to be a lot more intriguing. If you knew someone was going to sit down with JR, something was going to happen or something was going to be told, or you're going to have like a star making moment. Like I always think about the Mick Foley sit down with JR. I think about the Triple H sit down with JR where he finally called himself the Game. Like we haven't seen like that type of level yet. But here, the story with Wardlow, I think that it was good, and it's a good attempt to add more drama to what already is a drama-filled storyline with him and Joe. So, yeah, whoever wants to take it away. Chris?
Yeah, they're trying to make us care, and we know that that's what we want with this title and this feud. We know that the match is going to be good. That's never been a question. It's just caring about why the match is happening. And they're at least trying to do that. And I can appreciate that. It didn't have the energy of those mega interviews that JR used to throw down. I don't have any speculation as to JR's passion for wrestling. Obviously, he's still there, and he could have quit at any time. So I think that they're just trying to recreate those moments, and I'm going to give them credit for doing that.
Yeah, Chris, you're a lot nicer than I am. JR needs to go. JR's a legend. Fine, okay, cool, dude. You're 71 years old. You need to go the fuck away, man. I said forever he needed to get the fuck off commentary. They finally took him off commentary. Rampage is awful. He's on Rampage, so it doesn't matter. But he just needs to go, man. JR's done. He's done. Stay backstage. Help facilitate talent. Do whatever you want to do. Get the fuck off the screen. You're no good anymore, man. It sucks. It is what it is. War Daddy. De Niro, stop. Let me go in front of you for once. Like, dude, no, I'm just kidding.
Next segment.
No, but seriously, you said it, bro. Wardlow, first of all, look at him. My God, he is so fucking beautiful. But like that promo was nothing. It did not like the story like compelled me. Of course, it compelled my heart. If you have a heart, it compelled your heart, and it did compel my heart. But at the end of the day, he didn't compel my heart. He did nothing for me. And like looking at him try to yell and like intimidate the camera with his face, I was like, bro, you're not intimidating. Why aren't you intimidating me right now? You're nothing right now. Like, what the fuck happened? War Daddy, when he squashed MJF like 10 months ago, was the hottest commodity in the company. This dude is nothing now. And it's all because of this reckless behavior with the TNT championship and poor booking with the pencil. If he gets it back, which he should get it back, they better like keep it on him until he takes the world title. Like he better not lose the TNT title until he wins the world title. And that's how they better book this man. Otherwise, they ruined him. And just go to WWE where they'll know how to book your big, sexy fucking ass, dude. That's all.
Yep. I'll put a Viking mask on you and then have you lose Rey Mysterio.
Now let's cross. This guy, I digress. I feel you, man. This guy just, the promo was so bad, man. The whole thing was so bad. Like encompassed with the fucking 8-man tag into this promo. I was just like, this is fucking bad.
And the voice switch up was a little fucking weird too. Like he was talking about like, oh yeah, and then my dad and this, and then that's why my hair meant a lot to me. And then Joe, when I see you, I was like, bro, what the fuck?
He wasn't into it. That was fucking scripted. That's where I get upset of this. Is how Tim mentioned, you took away this guy's momentum. You gave the belt to Joe. Yeah. You gave him the belt to Joe. You involved Hobb in this situation, and what happened with Wardlow? You killed his momentum, and that was it. We were hyped to seeing this man defending that title week after week after week, and we didn't get that. And now his hype is gone. You don't feel it anymore. It's like the crowd is not. You just deteriorate that story for him. That Goldberg version you wanted for AEW is gone because now people see he's weak. We're seeing the sensitive side of him. And like I said, I don't know if it's scripted. If it is, maybe kayfabe or not, I don't know. But all due respect, but it's
the same guy writing the Hangman promo.
Yeah, probably so. And it's
I thought they didn't write promos over there. I thought they cut their own promos.
Well, guess what? Now they have some people writing, like Pat Buck. Pat Buck probably was the one that.
I mean, I'll tell you this right now: if no one's writing these promos, then maybe they do need writers because.
You're right, De Niro. Maybe it was the voice switch which fucking threw me off. Something about it just felt off, and maybe it's his hair. Maybe it's the baby face. I don't know, man. Maybe it's the whole fucking kit and caboodle, as they say. War Daddy is my behind Moxley, he's my second favorite wrestler, third favorite DMD. He is my third favorite wrestler in AEW. Okay, so this isn't coming from no point of hatred. Yeah. He's in my fucking video, my entrance video for my show. All right, I love War Daddy, but he is weak right now, and it's not because he took that loss. He's just weak because of the way they book him.
Gotta rejuvenate War Daddy.
That's it. Rejuvenate that big sexy man.
Right, next up on the show, we have new signee, Elite, Mark Briscoe versus Josh Woods. Two guys who feuded in Ring of Honor. This was a pretty decent matchup. I do like that Mark Briscoe's getting more time on AEW. I feel like Josh Woods is a guy who, he's a good star, but that he's a right fit for what up, Kofi? It's the homie right there. I don't think that Josh Woods is the right fit for a company like AEW. I think that he fits perfectly more with a Ring of Honor. I don't think that he would be too much of a star in AEW. He's this is only the second match he had on television so far. But on the contrary to that, Mark Briscoe, his personality, he's going to be a huge star on TV. And if you look at this guy and don't know the story, don't know the Briscoes, if I show you a picture of this man standing over here, was it right there, right? Whatever. If you see Mark Briscoe and I tell you that guy's going to be a huge star on TV, you would think you're fucking crazy. Look at him. He looks disheveled. He's a fucking chicken farmer. And that's a shoot. He's a chicken farmer, right? But the guy has so much fucking personality. I think that everyone's going to fall in love with Mark Briscoe. Even if it's not for the sympathy factor of what happened with Jay, I think that Mark Briscoe could hold it down on his own, and he's going to be a huge star in AEW. And it's cool that he's going to be one of these hybrid stars that are with AEW and Ring of Honor. So definitely cool to see Mark Briscoe. I'm never going to complain about Mark Briscoe on my TV. So, Chris?
I don't have a lot of exposure to the Briscoe brothers, so this may be the first match I've seen him wrestle. And I'm very entertained by his personality in the ring. I like that he talks to you. I like that he's like, woo, you almost got me. Oh, this is close. I love that. That's something that I've always wanted to incorporate into my wrestling if I ever did it again, where I'm like, talking to the guy in kayfabe, like, oh, that hurt. What are you doing, man? Come on. Like, I love that. Just breaking that wall down and just exuding who he is.
Sure.
And yeah, superstar written all over him. I love his finisher. I've never, obviously, this being my first match seeing him, I'm sure he's been doing the frog splash elbow drop, the frog drop, or whatever it's called.
Froggy bow.
The froggy bow. I loved it. I was like, bro, I'm stealing that. So, yes, I was very entertained. It's unfortunate that he had to become all elite under all of the circumstances around this. But I'm glad he's here, and I hope that it is a long, fruitful career in the singles division.
Or definitely. Chris? TK?
So this is the first time I've actually seen him. I don't have much with him.
Yeah, forgive me. I've been up since 3 a.m. in the morning. So
dude, you're good.
You're good,
again.
Appreciate
Chris, everything Chris had to say, other than like the exposure, is spot on. This dude is so entertaining, man. First of all, I got to give props to Josh Woods, Tony Nese, Arya Daivari. I like that. Arya Daivari. I like that little click. It's like 205 Live mixed with fucking Woods. But what no one mentioned was the return of the Lucha Brothers. All right. And I'm hoping that they win one of the two battle royals to get into that tag team title match at Revolution. But nonetheless, they're back. They know they're back. And I would expect a 6-man not too long from now with Mark Briscoe, the Lucha Brothers against Woods, Nese, and Daivari. Sign me the fuck up for that. Mark Briscoe is super cool. Like Chris just said, and my wife said the other day, like, she's all about this shit. She fucking shared the post. She's like, oh my God, did you see Mark Briscoe got signed? And then she's like, oh yeah, this guy's right. It's just too bad it couldn't happen while they were together. Like, why couldn't they push her? Whatever. Unfortunate. It is what it is, dude. Like Mark said, Jay, baby, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this, baby. We're doing this shit. You still live with me. Awesome. I love it. Love what Mark's doing. Can't wait. If it's him versus Claudio, I don't give a fuck what he does. All in, baby. Let's go. I want that 6-man that's going to happen. Wrestling. We all know wrestling. It's happening. Happening, Daddy.
Ivan?
Yeah, Daddy. I enjoyed it. I'm happy for Mark. I'm glad that he is now officially at All Elite. I don't know if he has 2 different contracts or if it's just only one, because remember, he's still signed for Ring of Honor. So I don't know what kind of exclusive contract he has. We'll find out soon whenever they announce it. Match was solid. Love Josh Woods, another underrated guy. Whoever's not familiar with Josh Woods, go back and look at his Ring of Honor days. Fantastic talent. I enjoyed it. It was a great match. And I like how Tim said about the stable. I do like that stable that they have going. And I'm invested to see what they're going to go with it. But yeah, it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Good to see Mark Briscoe. High spirits. That's all we wanted for him to be high spirits. And
fucking rough, man. I can't imagine what that's like, but I can't imagine doing it in such a public domain.
Yeah.
And this has worked for me, but having to work through tragedies, it is something that it helps me, so I get it. But to do it so fucking publicly, where all eyes are on you, it's got to be so rough.
Absolutely.
And he's showing out doing it too, man.
Yeah,
like he's showing out. The 2 matches
he's living it up like it didn't happen. And obviously, he's not trying to make you think it didn't happen, but like he is definitely like, you would not guess that dude's best friend passed a week ago or 2 weeks ago, however long.
Not for sure. Now we're going to talk about 2 segments back, but first let's get into this Adam Cole, baby. And we got to talk about if Adam Cole should be booked as the next top babyface of AEW. I think Adam Cole plays a good babyface. And I think especially coming back, I think Adam will be a great babyface. But in my opinion, and I'm sure I'll get shitted on for this, but Adam Cole is such a natural heel and such a great heel that whenever I see him as a babyface, I'm just waiting for him to turn heel again. So I think that it's great to see him back. And I think that's cool. We'll get some fresh matchups with some of the heels in the company against a babyface Adam Cole, because we're not going to really get heel versus heel too much. So it's cool to see some fresh matches for Adam Cole in his future. But I don't think he's going to be the next big top babyface of AEW. I think that we're going to keep him heel. But being the face of the company in general, that's interesting. He has all the potential in the world to be the face of the company. This is the guy, when he was in NXT, I thought he was going to be the face of the WWE in a couple years. I thought Undisputed Era was going to get called up to the main roster and just run roughshod throughout the main roster. Circumstances happened. That's not what ended up happening, right? But here he has a second chance to be the face of another product on TV. And if anyone could run with that ball, it's Adam Cole. So I think that, why not give him that opportunity? Chris?
Yeah, Adam Cole, we love to hate him and we love to love him. So he's not going to do anything that's going to make us dislike him.
Yeah,
in a genuine way. We love when he's a bad guy. And I do think that we do love when he's a bad guy more than we love when he's a good guy. Because I can't remember the last time he was a good guy before this, return from his injury. Obviously, these interviews
of honor, like in 2014, 15.
Yeah, so
he's been a heel for a long time. Yeah, pre-NXT for sure.
And we just love. We don't even boo him. We don't love to boo him. We love to see what he's going to do that's dastardly next.
Yeah.
And that is kind of where his natural, I think, mic ability lies, is that arrogant prick who knows he can get it done. Obviously, and this is cliched as fuck, but we all know he's an HBK boy, and that's the character that he's portraying. So yeah, I'd be very surprised if he has a very long face run without some assholery mixed in.
For sure. TK?
Yeah, I'm with it. So I really have never seen Adam Cole as a face. I thought I briefly was going to see him as a face in NXT. Didn't happen. I saw him as a face. I hate to always reference, being live at these shows. Chicago, All Out. I saw him come out as a face. The whole Chicago crowd went crazy when he debuted, baby. And then right away, he kicked Jungle Boy in his fucking face and said, "Fuck you, I'm here with the Elite, bitch." And that's what he did. So he was like, "No, I'm not a fucking face." All right. These promos all make me think he's going to turn, okay? But I think there's a lot of life in face Adam Cole against MJF. And I think there's a lot of life in face Adam Cole against Kenny Omega as a heel. And I think there's a lot, Chris, I forgot that he's such a Shawn Michaels guy until you said it. I think there's a lot of life in the boyhood dream, man. And this guy, in the boyhood dream is what put Shawn Michaels over. Shawn Michaels was that Intercontinental title mid-card guy, that heel forever, just, great worker.
He was too small for the big leagues.
Yes.
Could never get pushed past Brett.
Right.
And even Brett had a hard time making it past Hogan, the big guys. Those are the first two under 250-pound wrestlers to ever become something.
And they had that Survivor Series match, which was fucking great, when Brett just got the title from Flair and Shawn just got the title from Bulldog because Flair left and Bulldog had the steroid thing. That's when they first showed. And Shawn finally got over with the boyhood dream that made everyone. I was such a young, I was born in 85. I was like 12, I think, when WrestleMania was 12.
84, so yeah, come on now.
Yeah, so what were you, like 12, 13 when the boyhood dream? Seeing Shawn propel.
I'm exactly as old as WrestleMania.
Okay, cool. So all right, so 12. So when the fucking Shawn was propelling down in those pants.
Run for heavens! It's Jose Lothario!
Dude. Jose Lothario, and then when Sid attacked him, I wanted to kill Sid. So so we were on the same wavelength. So why can't Adam Cole do the same thing for a quick little thing? But maybe Adam Cole dethrones MJF. Do I think he's the one who does it? No, I don't. And I also don't want to see Adam Cole be fodder to MJF. So I don't know where it goes. The only way Adam Cole could really pull this off is if he does the boyhood dream thing. But his promos feel Cody-ish in a way without his dad, just about his health, if that makes sense.
I can see that. I can see it.
That's a great analogy.
The I think you care more about me than you do vibe.
Yeah. So I love Adam Cole. We all love Adam Cole. Whatever he's going to do, he's going to succeed. And I'm all in that. Do I think he could do it? Hell fucking yeah. But I also do think it'll be a short
That may be
stint.
true. I don't know if him not being on Raw or main roster or NXT, him not being there anymore is a measurement of success or failure. That's my question.
I like that.
That's a good
Very
point.
True. That's a good point.
So
Very
I don't
good
know
point.
if it's a matter like, did he want to succeed in WWF or Eve? I don't know why I said that. Don't fire me. Like, did he choose not to succeed up there, or did he do something wrong? I know there was a contract negotiation. There's injuries. There's so many things.
No, he left.
I'm just gonna say one word, and I don't mean to cut anyone off. The word is Vince. That's it. He was still there. He was. If Triple H was in charge, there's no chance in hell that fucking Adam Cole leaves that company. Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish still has a job right now. Is one of the best tag teams in the world. If Vince left 5 years ago, because UE is running wild on the main roster, and Adam Cole had already been a world champion, in my opinion, of course.
I like that.
All
right. I mean, everybody says for me to add. I mean, the only thing is, you do need a top baby face. This MJF, which we're gonna get into, it's just, I'm telling you, I'm not sold yet. It's just that I said it last week. You know, Tim and I talked about it. It's just I'm not sold in his run. They need to change it up for his run. It's becoming too boring and it's too stale. Not much entertainment for me on his promos because the same shit over and over. Adam Cole could do it. I feel that he could run with the ball and be a face or a heel. He could do both, to be honest. Yeah. He could be like your controversy Austin face if he wanted to. Still talk shit, be a smart ass, but still be along with the crowd. I feel he could do that. You got all the crowd chanting, sing your song, boom, Adam Cole, but see, and then from there, and then and then just everything. I think Cole could pull it off, but it's the question how you book him. It's like what Tim and everybody, what all of you guys said. The questions is like, what does he want? Does he really want this? Could this be can he be the face of this company? If he couldn't do it in WWE, could he do it here? That's like, it's a big question. I think it's all about his booking, how you book this man. We have to wait and see. In my opinion, I think I'm going to enjoy the ride and see how he's booked.
Yeah, who his opening feud is going to say a lot about the trajectory. There's been no illusion. There's been no hints as to who he's coming after first.
That's true.
It's going to be Daniel.
I think they're waiting for this Daniel Bryan MJF feud to be over because that'd be too much. I mean, putting him in it now would be too much. And then even after this, whether or not whoever wins, I don't know if he would necessarily go after the champ, who could be MJF if he still has the belt, or he could go after Daniel Bryan, who may or may not have the belt. Either one of those would be totally cool with me.
Which is a perfect segue to the next segment, the MJF segment. So I know you said that you liked what was said in the commercial break more than the actual promo itself. I think it was
more than anything on Dynamite. And I was watching a feed that I forgot was off-air feed because you watch it live, they filter in the commercial. That is the MJF that I fell in love with. That is the guy that's pushing the boundaries of things, not the mundane guy who's saying the same things over and over again. That's the guy who cannot get away with everything but does not give a fuck and is doing it anyways. And I love that he ran that promo off air because not only a month ago he was running that promo about giving credit to TK. Where he was
shout out to Canada for getting that fucking segment because we didn't get it here, the American audience. Yeah. Canada got that.
Is this the first time any of you have seen this?
I saw it. I saw it last night.
I sent it in the group chats. Cool.
A
month ago or two, he had come out and he put TK over. He's like, hey man, like listen, this is the man who does everything for this company. Without this company, AEW wouldn't exist. I love this guy. He's the man. Give it up for TK. And I hated that. I knew that he was playing double face where like he's just pretending to be a good guy, but like I like this better. Obviously this would not make American airwaves but I just hope he keeps it up. I hope there's more clips because that clip's going to go viral and people are going to be like, fuck this guy. And that's what I want.
Yeah, the thing is with me, I feel like MJF's shtick has gotten so boring to me that if the coolest thing you do is something that's not even on TV, that does nothing for me. Just because, like, if no one's going to see it, like, if I have to, like, see it on a stream that is not seen in the United States, then it's not going to really do anything for me. I feel like MJF really needs to drop this belt. I think that the way I would book it, I mentioned it before, is I would have Bryan Danielson beat MJF. His first major title defense, he loses, and then the story is MJF is not as good as he said he is. MJF now has, he starts to doubt because he finally got to the mountaintop, thought that he could stay there, but then loses it right away. And then that's how you build MJF up. You gotta, build him back up with the character being that he now needs to reestablish himself. He needs to actually prove that he's as good as he fucking says he is, right? So, and then I'm not opposed to giving him a title shot and then having him win it again, maybe next year, but you have to build that story of his confidence being gone. I just think that if you continue on this route, like, how much longer can you go with this character? Like, it's been the same shit week in, week out for the last 4 years. And even if you're not just talking about AEW, I'm talking, this has been like 6 or 7 years. If you want to add the MLW run he had, that was basically the same thing he was doing in AEW. So it's like, at what point do you do a switch up? Yeah, he's controversial. He curses a lot. That's cool. But at what point are you going to have more depth? You know what I mean? All your storylines are the fucking same. Everyone has to go through the trials of MJF. Everybody has to go through 6,000 wrestlers just to get to you. Everybody has to, get their mother cursed out because you say some fucking wild, disrespectful shit. Where's the depth in that? Like, where's the character growth? That's my point.
I get that. I was just entertained by it. I don't know if it's not really like.
I was just thinking about it too. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
I like your idea a lot, though. I would be very silly in a good way to see him lose it, and how he has to, like, little kid in the corner got his toys taken away from him react, which is exactly what would go down, and that would probably be more original than him keeping it with the same shtick.
Yeah. Okay.
I've said on these airwaves multiple times how I feel about MJF. I never used the word until last week. I used it for the first time. I called him mid-JF, and I know it's not original, but dude, he's fucking mid-JF. And his promo off air, I mean, no disrespect. While, yes, it's funny, and I was entertained, and I originally thought he said deported because he was in Texas, not aborted, but it's whatever. Listen, the bidding war of 2024 is his shtick, right? In what fucking world are you saying anything that you say on AEW television on a WWE screen? You got nothing, motherfucker. All right, and I'm not trying to, like, talk directly at you because you're not listening to me, but nothing that you say,
don't know that.
Nothing that he says, all right, on his AEW screen is going to fucking translate to a WWE screen. So the bidding war of 2024 is what? For him to come over and be fucking what? Miz? And that is no disrespect to Miz. If you could be Miz, that would be special. And again, I'm not deep diving into that because I did it all last week. This promo in particular, I actually enjoyed. So I don't want to talk shit because I enjoyed MJF this week. I thought this promo was awesome, dude. I didn't like the off-air stuff. I thought the off-air stuff was awful, which is why I said about MJ. No. I thought it, for me personally, it was entertaining. But it's just stupid. Like, if that's all he, like, that's just, again, what De Niro said, like, that's just all he can do. Like, he should have turned face a couple of months ago when they were fucking teasing it. Or maybe he loses the belt and he turns face down the road or something. But I don't take away everything I just said. I enjoyed the fuck out of this MJF segment. I thought he killed it in this segment. And I thought Christopher Daniels, who I ultimately find really boring too, was fantastic in this fucking promo. And the whole thing just fucking clicked. So I enjoyed it. So as much as I just ragged on MJF, it was only because of that video. I really, really, really enjoyed the segment. But I do hope he loses that belt. He fucking mid-JF all day.
Ivan?
Mid-JF, that's all I got to say. There's nothing I can't add anything what everybody said here. That's all I got to say.
Cool. Well, that being said, moving on to the next segment. have Brian Cage versus Jungle Boy. I don't think we need to spend too much time on this matchup.
Brian Cage takes another L. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it. And then we got the return of Christian Cage. Brian Cage's father, Christian Cage, is here. And
his poppy showed up. There you go. His poppy showed up. That's what happened.
Now we're back to Jungle Boy and Christian Cage, the feud that is never ending.
I got nothing to say about that.
I don't know.
I
think the more we talk about it, the more it's gonna.
Go ahead.
I'll be really quick-winded with it. The Excalibur said on commentary during the match, this would be a huge win for Jack because Brian Cage wins a lot of singles matches. Brian Cage doesn't win any singles matches, so I don't know what the fuck Excalibur is talking about. And my second of all point is, dude, Jack's walking around putting fucking his hands around his waist for a belt, and he's got to go fucking wrestle this piece of shit at Revolution. Shoot me in the fucking head, punch me in the fucking face, fuck off.
Here's the thing, Excalibur, I don't know if you noticed, but he has like those, like that, like mesh over his eyes. So like the mask covers his eyes. So I don't know if he's actually watching the winner of the Brian Cage matches because Brian Cage hasn't won shit in AEW. In Ring of Honor, he's a fucking monster. He's running wild with those trios titles, but fucking in AEW, you are nothing. So yeah, Excalibur, the mask is a little too tight, bro. Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I think I spoke first, so yeah. Cage lost.
Wrapping up like the last 42 hours.
Yeah, I don't know. You're all good, man. I don't know why this is going. I think the more we talk about it, the more it's going to keep being a thing. So it's like a T-Rex, man. Just don't look at it and it goes away.
Ivan?
Nobody cares. Nobody.
I just don't. I mean, what was I going to say? They should have ended that shit a long time ago. End the revolution and move on, please. All
right. Next matchup we have. Oh, we didn't even talk about the segment where Hangman Adam Page was actually attacked backstage, right? Before we get to that, right? Hangman Adam Page was attacked backstage by the Butcher and the Blade and Kip Sabian. We'll talk about their matchup in a minute. First, let's talk about the Elite, Top Flight, and AR Fox segment. Not too interested in seeing another matchup right after they had their matchup last week, but very with a little flash on the screen of the House of Black. I've been calling it since before the Elite even came back from the Brawl Out, and when you had the House of Black starting to have these vignettes where they were coming back, I thought that the money match was the House of Black versus the Elite. You want to see Kenny Omega versus Malachi Black. I think that's going to be very intriguing. Kenny Omega versus Buddy, bro, fucking intriguing. I remember when Buddy was killing it in 205 Live. I was saying, yo, this guy could be the Kenny Omega of WWE. And now we have the possibility of seeing them fight in a matchup here. I think that's going to be a money matchup. As for AR Fox and Top Flight, there's no chance in hell that they win on Rampage for the Trios champions. But definitely if we get the Elite versus House of Black at Revolution, that matchup is going to be a fucking banger. Say it, Tim. A banger.
Banger.
Thoughts on this segment?
It's going to happen. Very quick. I'm just very, very simple. There's not much to talk about this one. Now they're heading to this. Read already what happened on Rampage, but we're not spoilers here. No, you guys got to see it yourself. But it was expected. All I can see is now my question is how they're going to start building this story. That's the only thing. So,
TK?
Yeah, first of all, they're only making these fucking guys defend these belts again so they can say they defended them 2 or 3 times before hopefully they lose to the House of Black. Their fucking trios match against the stupid fucking Firm, which is not even the Firm. The Firm was cool when it was the Guns, Big Cass, Ethan Page, and Lee Moriarty. The Firm has somehow fucking become Ethan Page, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy. I don't understand. It blows my mind. So the Elite against the Firm, you know what that match drew on Rampage? 342,000 fucking people are rating, whatever the fuck that is, okay? And then this match, all right, there's AR Fox and Top Flight, went down, like a crescendo, right? When you look at ratings, the ratings was here. And when these motherfuckers came on, I did the same thing because I didn't give a fuck. crescendoed this way with 772K on Dynamite. 772K. And this motherfucker looks at the ratings and says, I think it's a good idea that we're having a 6 p.m. Central Standard Time tip off to the basketball shit to put this rematch on. What do the ratings indicate that anyone wants to see this bullshit? They don't. All right. And I like Dante and Darius and AR Fox and the Elite are fine, whatever. No one wants to get the fucking belts off these guys. The belt should have never been on these guys. They should have went to the fucking house. They should have went to Death Triangle in the first place. Death Triangle, House of Black, rekindle that, Revolution, hit it, bitch. But if this is what's going on, this is what's going on. But so help me God, if the House of Black loses this match, I might headbutt the fucking wall. Like, we'll be live. We'll be doing a watch along on the Tim King show. And I might headbutt a fucking wall live. All right? That's all I got to say about that. House of Black better fucking win that match.
Mm-hmm. Chris?
Yeah, I've been wanting the belts to be on House of Black since these titles were conceived. I don't see it. Just doesn't make any sense why they are stuck in this pun intended purgatory of no belts, no push.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all I got.
I agree. All right, Hangman Adam Page versus Kip Sabian. Like I said earlier in the night, Kip Sabian and the Butcher and the Blade attacked Hangman Adam Page. So Hangman Adam Page comes into this matchup a little banged up. Pretty decent matchup though. Hangman Adam Page wins with the dead eye, and then out comes Jon Moxley. This is where they set up for the
Texas Death Match. This is
right,
where Chris is
order. But yeah, I mean, this match was decent. Cool to see Kip Sabian. I think that he's very talented. But don't really have much to say here.
Yeah, same here. There's nothing much. The only thing I would say is just only the aftermath. Uno stepped up. Oh my God! Hey, there you go. I like that from Uno. Like, hey, I'm talking to you. You slept. Like, I just love that from Uno. That's the ruthless aggression I want from Uno. Damn it! Give me the ruthless aggression. Damn it, bro! I can't find this. I know.
Ruthless aggression.
I'm from Evil Uno. But the Texas Death Match is the same one from when Lance Archer, I believe it is. And I think it's the last man standing. This was what it is, but they call it Texas Death because it's the only bridge. But how is it Texas Death and they're fighting in California?
Because they were in Texas when they made
California Death, homie. Call it California.
The crowd did not pop, by the way, when he announced that match. They did not pop at all.
He didn't even say the word match. We don't know what it is. It's a Texas Death.
No, it just
true.
Texas Death.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. The match, I don't give a fuck about this. It went like 6 minutes too long, in my opinion. It went like 7 minutes. It went 6 minutes too long. Hangman should have squashed this guy. I like the Butcher and the Blade. I actually wouldn't mind if they got in that Revolution Tag Team title match. They've been OGs. I think they deserve it. That'd be cool. So I like that backstage stuff. This match, don't give a fuck about. The aftermath. BCC is so cool, man. I fucking love Mox. I love Claudio. I love Yuta. I love how tight those three guys are. Is Brian just not a part of that group? Like, I don't understand.
I don't get it either.
Brian gets beat down every week. These three guys are like locking fucking pinkies like around the arena while Brian gets beat the fuck down. They're just like, it's all good.
And they should have Brian back more than anything because the only reason why Brian is feuding with MJF is because he's fighting for the honor of William Regal. After MJF took out William Regal, who's the man who created the BCC. So why the fuck would you not have Brian's back? It makes no fucking sense.
You know that they still, all four of them have never been together before. They have never been to fucking together. It makes no sense to me. Anyways, I digress. I love how tight those guys are. They came out together, and like it didn't make sense that Claudio and Yuta were there in the first place. It was not needed. The Dark Order is not fucking needed. Bye. Get the Dark Evil Uno, go play video games with Kenny Omega backstage. Get the fuck out of here forever, please. Silver and Reynolds, you're a good hand in the tag division to elevate a team. Other than that, fuck off. Or Evil or in the trios to elevate another team. Never on my Dynamite screen again. Never, ever. To fucking fight Mox? You're not scared of Mox? Piss off. Fuck off. That's stupid. You could have led the Hangman and Mox so many other ways. Mox could have just came out and said, yo, bitch, that roll-up was stupid. You're a pussy. Texas Deathmatch at Revolution. Mox looked like the bitch. Oh, I beat you with the roll-up. No. Shut up. It was, God, I hated the show. You know what? The more I fucking watched thinking about the show, I hated this show, dude. Other than the fucking tornado match, I hated the show.
And, just to, put things into perspective, Evil Uno was a big part of the AEW Games channel on Twitch and on Instagram and had a hand in developing the AEW video game. And Evil Uno is not even on the roster for the AEW video game.
No way.
What?
Yep.
No way.
The game roster.
I'm not even going to. That's a topic for another time. I don't even want to talk about that.
What's on this matchup?
Yeah, whatever. Good to see Kip Sabian back. Even better to see Penelope Ford anywhere on TV. That's my thoughts.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Last one, ladies and gentlemen.
Main event time. This matchup was, I feel like just how we talked about when we were talking about Monday Night Raw, having a match like Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Bayley, a three-way in the main event. I feel like 2 days later, you have three women in the main event, three of the best women in AEW, in my opinion, Ruby Soho, Toni Storm, and Britt Baker. It's very, even though this was announced before Raw, I feel like this was a good answer to what Raw had on their main event because this is their three best women, three-way main event to show, just like the three women on Raw main events of the show. This matchup was fucking good. Did not get the fucking Saraya spray painting Toni Storm's ass. I know she might probably have like the green mark on Britt Baker's face after she hit the hip attack. That was fucking stupid. It looked like Toni Storm was farting because you just saw a green green mist coming out of this girl's ass. It was fucking weird. But besides that, the matchup was great, and I thought that it was really cool to see Ruby Soho get the victory. I think out of the three women here, she needed it the most because we haven't seen Ruby Soho get much victories here. So definitely cool that Ruby Soho got that victory. I enjoyed this matchup a lot. I feel like it saved a really shitty AEW episode. Chris?
The matchup was good. You're never going to get a terrible match with any combination of these three, or even if you want to add Britt and Jamie, obviously. This is what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to get a 3-on-3 match. I think the teams are going to be, I think Ruby turns and joins Saraya and Toni, and then double switch on Sheeta joins Britt and Hayter. I think that's going to be a 3 versus 3 match right there. We're just waiting for this double switch that I keep predicting to happen. And the way Ruby's kind of doing these neutral interviews, I wasn't part of the attack. I'm not with them. I'm not really here or there. It's too – they're laying into that too much for me to think that she's just going to stay right down the middle where she's at. I think she's definitely going to turn heel. You could say it's the originals versus the pillars or whatever you want. I think that's kind of what they're going for.
Yeah.
I think that makes the most sense from what I see and for what I would book.
I like that. I like that a lot too. TK?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that they got the main event spot. I didn't really think about or correlate it to that the Raw had a triple threat women's main event. I didn't think about it at the time.
Yeah, I didn't. I've never ever. I don't think I could ever think of a time where I've been like, "Oh, Raw just did that," or AEW just did that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure it's happened a fuck ton. I just don't have that mindset. Since WCW was doing it every week, I just stopped thinking like that.
Well, I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm a fucking nerd. So
no, that's good because these women get the same
pro wrestling podcast, bro.
Right. For 2 hours and 40 minutes, we've been talking about wrestling. We're all fucking nerds, dude. They usually get that spot before the main event, and that's where I assumed they would get. But I was happy they got the main event when I saw it was announced because these women deserve the main event. And I was happy with the match was fine, but I got a commercial which bothered me, and it was only really 10 minutes. Like, dude, why the fuck did that stupid ass 8-man have to go so long? Why couldn't this match get 4 extra minutes compared to that? All right. So I was a little bothered by that. I thought these women should have gotten more time, to be honest with you. And I didn't like the commercial. I liked Ruby winning. I like the focus being on Ruby. Dope for sure. Ruby absolutely should be with Saraya and Toni. It makes no sense for her to be with DMD and Jamie. She's been fighting fucking DMD and Jamie from the get. Just because DMD and Jamie turn face doesn't mean Ruby needs to fucking be on their side. Ruby's
not an original.
Right, she ain't an original. And even though Tony Schiavone keeps saying that Ruby is, he forgets she's not an original because, she's been there for so long. it doesn't matter, right? She's not an original. So go be with Saraya and Tony and whatever weird shit that they're fucking doing together. And, you know, make it seem like they helped her get the win. So boom, there's your 3. And absolutely, Sheeta is an OG. Sheeta is going to be with DMD and Jamie. But I think it goes to War Games or Blood and Guts, right?
Blood and Guts.
Blood and Games.
I know my throat's feeling it too, which is why I didn't. No, my wife just walked in the door. Otherwise, I would have screamed it. But I don't know that I do like the idea of the 3-on-3 at Revolution, Chris. And then you could build the Blood and Guts by adding 2 more women to each side. I like that because I think these women deserve Blood and Guts. And I don't want it just cut short at a 3-on-3 at Revolution. And I don't only want the women in one match at Revolution. I think Jamie, if anything, Jamie versus Ruby for the women's title is something that could happen, since Ruby is insinuating that she wants that. We're only a couple of weeks away. And maybe Britt versus Saraya one more time or something. But we need multiple women's matches, which we might not get because we got the 1 hour Iron Man match. So I digress. I've been talking way too long. I love the 3-on-3. It's definitely going down with those 3, and I hope it goes to Blood and Guts.
I like both of you guys, all of you guys' analogy. I think maybe the way how this can be booked. Ruby versus Jamie. Ruby loses to Jamie at Revolution, turns on Jamie and Britt, joins Saraya and Toni Storm. That's when you see the whole twist, double shift. Sheeta makes a save. She saves Britt and Jamie. Then you start the feud from there to begin heading into Double or Nothing for that Blood and Guts, or they could do the first ever women's stadium stampede and fight all over the arena.
Oh, that'd be dope.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Add Jade Cargill to the mix. You know, have her be alongside, and
Thunder Rosa's coming back.
Rosa, if she could come back by
Athena
then.
on the OG side.
Yep, Athena on the OG.
Or no,
side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the name is Freelancers is the new name.
Cool.
Freelancers is their new
and also
name.
Athena on the freelancer side.
A name that would fit
Sounds
with
like
the OGs.
pop rock group from the 80s opening for Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Athena and the Freelancers.
No, but a name that, you know, should be coming back soon and fits perfectly with the OG Chris Statlander. I would like to see it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I want to see Thunder Rosa turn heel and join the fucking freelancers because she fit perfectly with them. Because she hates Britt, so she shouldn't be with Britt ever. Never ever.
Yes. And how Ivan would say, there you have it, folks. Good episode. Decent, I think. There was some high points, but there was not enough.
This show was better than the show we reviewed.
It was a rough Dynamite, man. It was tough. It was one of the toughest Dynamites I've ever watched. It was rough.
Oh yeah, it was definitely rough. But I know director, I think he has a bounce. But yeah. So thank you, man. What director we're gonna say? No. Talk to me. What was that?
With the
he always does that. He always does that. Yes, that's right. But man, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday, of course, make sure you subscribe to Clarkson Wrestling Podcast. Catch us there as a watch along. We will be there on their YouTube channel. Make sure tune in, join us at the watch along, and we'll be there. Of course, a lot of things are coming, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you guys tune in and subscribe to Clarkson Wrestling Podcast. Oh, forever, ever. Oh, yes, Brian. What's up, Brian? Baby? Oh, man. He's perfect heel. Oh, what up, fellas? Oh, what up, Brian? He came right towards the end of the show, my brother. But, man, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be there Saturday. Watch along. Follow Clarkson Wrestling Podcast. And make sure you tune in tomorrow because they'll be back in action, giving their predictions for as well Elimination Chamber, as well as Top Rope. They will be on tomorrow as well before Clark Street. Make sure you follow them, subscribe to them. And yeah, I am excited. And I want to thank, of course, the banger of podcasting, of course, my brother TK. Thank you very much for, again, coming here, joining us, talking some good shit of professional wrestling, 2 hours and 45 minutes of a stacked show that we had this evening. We nailed it, gentlemen. I know we went over the limit, but we nailed it. That's all I can say is I appreciate you, and I appreciate De Niro as well for doing a fantastic host today, because my voice is still raspy, so I'm trying my best to recover for you guys. See, I'm trying to, because by Saturday I need to be ready. So I got my NyQuil here ready to get it going.
Oh, you're ready to go, Daddy. You're ready to a little Modelo, little NyQuil. You're ready to go night.
Yeah, and Mimi's time, and of course some tea. But yes, TK, let the people know where can they catch the TK.
Yeah, bro. First and foremost, thank you so much for having me on. Anytime you send me a Thursday night COD invite, you can definitely catch TK right here with your boys, man. I appreciate you so much, Ivan. De Niro, always have a blast talking with Chris. Love coming on COD. And before I plug myself, go over to the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Check out Nick, Keith. They laid a banger of an Elimination Chamber prediction show out earlier today. Go and check that out. And go and check out my channel, The Tim King Show, right here on YouTube. Me, Justin, Jeremy from the In Time Wrestling Podcast just laid out a banger, just a quick 30-minute Elimination Chamber prediction show. I had a little kid issue. We were going to do our thing an hour and a half, to do the double header. Come on, the preview for this show. And, we got 30 minutes. And guess what? We hammered a 30-minute show out, which is going to be a preview of big, big things to come. The Tim King Show, YouTube, Twitter, all major audio platforms. Check it out, man. Ivan, De Niro, I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, man,
love you, bro.
Appreciate you. Love you, man. Thank you. Always bringing a banger of podcast. Banger, yes, banger. Yes, because it is.
It is decided. It is decided.
Nero, tomorrow for the Wrestling Delorean Podcast. Do we have anything happening tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow for Wrestling Delorean Podcast, we may have a special guest. Gonna keep that surprise for everybody. We're going to be talking about the next show in Ring of Honor's history, Night of Appreciation. It should have been talked about a couple weeks ago, but there's been some delays. But we'll be talking about it tomorrow. It's the show where Ring of Honor shows appreciation to Eddie Guerrero for coming back and fulfilling his obligations with Ring of Honor, even after he was signed back to the WWE. He not only shows up for his matchup against the SAT, teaming up with Amazing Red, but he shows up with the matchup with the WWF Intercontinental Champion. Only the third show in Ring of Honor history, and we have the WWF Intercontinental Champion on a Ring of Honor show with a WWF signed talent in Eddie Guerrero. Also, it is the debut in Ring of Honor of AJ Styles as he goes against Low Key. And we have Bryan Danielson versus Christopher Daniels, which is very ironic because Bryan Danielson and Christopher Daniels talk about their Ring of Honor history on this episode of AEW. Their first one-on-one matchup was on this show for Ring of Honor in 2002. We're talking all about it tomorrow on the Wrestling Delorean Podcast, so make sure you tune in.
Oh, dude.
Live here on the Circle Debate. You don't got to do nothing but hit that subscribe button.
That is right. You heard it right. It's to subscribe, hit the like button, you can hit the bell button notifications. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Wrestling Delorean Podcast. You get your Monday Night Wars. You get your ECW Wednesdays. You get your Ring of Honor Fridays. And also you get, of course, us, the COD, every Thursday, the flagship show, of course. And more coming. More is coming, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, normally I'll be excited, but, I'm still recovering, damn it, but I'll be okay. Because Vince McMahon doesn't believe in sneeze. I don't believe in sickness, damn it.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I don't believe in this shit, but it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
And we're rolling out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, Saturday, tune into Clark's Wrestling Podcast. Follow them. We'll be there. The watch along. Huge announcements coming. Stay tuned for that. And remember, not just a Tim King show, not the EW pod, the Top Rope, Clark Street, DeLorean, Circle Debate, Fate Destroyed, everybody. The bloodline of podcasting. We don't just podcast. Tell them what we do, gentlemen. Tell them. Just tell them.
We
make
history.
History or history? Which one?
History.
You there, sitting at home, acknowledge me.
Superior Styles.